Hello and welcome to Fortnite with Sephiroth TX. We are waiting to get into creative here. It's taking a minute. I don't know. I turned you guys on, but now this is just stuck on. Have fun. How dare you tell me to do? We'll wait here for a moment. Sometimes this takes a minute. If it doesn't happen in like 5 minutes, I might have to turn off Fortnite, then get back here and try it again before I turn you guys on. I didn't even think about that. Loud ass fan. Since we're going to be talking about storyline here in a minute, how are you guys doing? I don't want to talk yet because we're waiting on this. What is going on? There it goes. Okay, welcome to Fortnite with Sephiroth TX. This appears to be our, permanent area for creative now. Just this room. They haven't changed it in quite in almost over a month, I think. Even longer. They used to do this thing where they put this in a creative looking area, but now ever since they tried to turn Fortnite into Roblox, has been this, and it's not the most inventive, colorful one. If this is somebody's, I apologize. If they're still changing it, it's cool. It's not terrible. But if this is all it is, if this is just like Fortnite's thing, I'm not that impressed. They could have done a more memorable central hub. Let's go in here. Today we are doing the finale for Season 3 of Chapter 4. If you haven't heard, the chapters will be about 4 seasons for each chapter. The chapters will last about a year, so every time we start a new chapter, it's going to be around the October, December area time. So, new chapters will always go in about Christmas time. And old chapters go out about Halloween time. The idea is to move the maps faster, to change maps every year, keep the place fresh looking and whatnot. If they don't just abandon Battle Royale, which would be dumb, because honestly I would not stick around and play the Roblox ripoff. I'd rather just play Roblox if I was going to do that. But yeah, for now, that's how they're going to run things. As long as they keep the little mini events in game interesting enough the entire year, and then have the last chapter ramp up. And don't have the changing map things too common, too similar. Keep it all unique. Keep the storyline interesting. It shouldn't be too bad. My fear is that they'll get lazy about this. Hopefully they don't. But we did have a good amount of story just kind of thrusted on us this past season. And we're going to go look at that first before we do anything else. And that will be our finale. My coffee. My neck just popped like 4 times. I think it's gonna fall off me. How about not? This is not where I'm supposed to be. Oh, good. There it goes. Ah, the hell? I was spinning. Okay, so I figured out something I didn't even know. This shit, we're gonna ignore it. We're just gonna fly. Now, the problem with this, first we're gonna turn off flight speed like 3 times, is that there are no NPCs. But I don't have to mess with the loop. I don't have to mess with the thing. I'm just gonna ignore everything else. So the island in chapter 1, just to go over some of the older stuff that's happened. Can I go up? Can I go up? I can't go up. Okay. Was born of 3 parts of different worlds, right? So at the end of chapter 3, our island was obliterated, destroyed. The double-sided island we had been on for 3 chapters, was destroyed. It's not entirely clear who destroyed it. The Herald, who is a luminary working for the Last Reality and infected by the Chrome thing, could have destroyed it trying to get to the 0 point, because it freed the 0 point at that point. We do know that there was a unused asset where a Last Reality ship comes in and tries to capture the 0 point, and the 0 point destroys it, but that is not canon because it didn't happen in game. So we don't know exactly if the Last Reality is supposed to be the person who destroyed the island. Jonesy or the remnants, the IO or the Seven could have also detonated the island in an effort to keep the Chrome from reaching the 0 point, as we are unsure what would have happened if the Chrome reached the 0 point. We're not entirely sure if Last Reality wants to destroy or control the 0 point at this point. Lots of points here. Of the islands... Oh god, what is that? How do I turn that off again? Hold on. There we go. Of the islands that came in to make it, if we ignore the middle right now, around the middle, we had the original island. This is the island from chapter 1 through 3. This is what's left of it. It's just a green plains-like farmland. It is our original homeworld. This did not exist, by the way. Second version, and this was mixed up down here as well, was this fall-like area that was medieval. The medieval area had some interesting things in it. It had shit, the ore is called. Why didn't I get the... I have my notes right here. Did I not write it down? Well, kinetic ore, there it is. So it had kinetic ore around... where am I? This area? It had a mine of kinetic ore. The mine of kinetic ore is apparently even somewhat new to the king here. An important character in this area was the Ageless, who was the IO's leader, but in his original form. Was he pulled through time, or is he a snapshot? We're not 100% sure. We just know that he's called the Ageless, which makes us think he's already immortal. But he's not as evil or as conniving as Gino was, his IO version. Then lastly, we had this snow area. And look, there's a little bit of our island up here, little gas station. The snow area is a complete mystery. Considering the island's going out, we know nothing about the snow area by now. There's like a couple locations. So this is like one of those aim bases. It's a typical... Oh, that's my phone. I forgot that was the freaking... I forgot that was the notification I have on my phone, so ignore any battle bus beeps. This is AIM, like the AIM facilities, the Fortnite facilities, whatever government still trying to exist from the original island facilities. So technically AIM was North's properties. And then we have these ruins, and these ruins are kind of future ancient tech. It reminds me of like some of the older looking buildings on Star Wars, or in Stargate, or in the newer Star Treks, where they go in some like older looking but futuristic places. And we don't know much about it. There's been no lore around it. We just know there's a lady statue there. That's about it. That's all we relatively know. In the first chapter, the Ageless became obsessed with kinetic ore and the power it could create. He created weapons out of it, and then he was brought in. Excuse me while I whip this out. Everybody gasp. Go on. Tell me you've seen that movie. No? You haven't seen that? I tried to make my son watch it the other day. You think he got bored? Oh shoot, which one's the nice one that's all the way finished? Oh, that one. Okay, so destruction island, the island was put back together, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm looking. Okay, let's say what I've had here, actually. Working for the final 7, we put the new island made up of bits of old island, an icy world Paradigm was in, and a kingdom full of once rare kinetic ore, and worked to reboot the 0 point. The final part of this was the fusion. While it was unclear what this was, it sounded like Paradigm was sacrificing herself, heeding us farewell, as the one-sided island completed, and the 0 point was bolted under a heavily aged seal. In Chapter 1, there was no ruling party. However, we did meet the past version of Copy IO Grand Leader Gino, and known as the Ageless. Albeit he's not as corrupt or cruel. He was from medieval world and was obsessed with understanding kinetic ore. It was while he was creating kinetic weapons with it, he understood the ore was the material the last reality used to power, or we understood, to power things like the cubes and to control the now defunct bridge. They are used to control the bridge. So, yeah, the ore we understood is just made out of the same thing as the cubes. The cubes are likely computers. They may be AI and intelligent, but they're likely machines because they're made out of kinetic ore, and they're apparently writable because the queen came out of one. And then, of course, the IO used flat slates of kinetic ore to control the bridge's function. The Ageless would attempt to bind together a new governing power, since none existed, and term it the Oathbound, bound to his bidding, which would have a symbol very similar to IO, and may be the start of a new IO, or where IO started in the past. Elsewhere, not on the old island pieces, the snowbound areas had different ancient techie world, remnants of some old sci-fi civilizations, giving a kind of Star Wars feel while we were doing over that. Many presume this ice world to be the Seven's original home base, as Paradigm had traveled here during the Chrome event. Towards the end, 3 people became important. Ageless had an ally titled the Rift Warden, who was helping him create a bridge, a rough portal using kinetic ore, to aim a Stargate-like portal to other worlds. So yeah, so the Rift Warden, who was that guy in bone armor, out of here. Where am I? Where am I in relativity? Oh, there it is. Let's see if we can go find it. So Rift Warden. Oh, why is the rainbow spinning? Does the rainbow always spin? Is it because I'm too high? I was flying through the air, and then I got high. Anyway, the Rift Warden, who was working for the Ageless, helped create. I don't know where it is. There it is. And I know why. Helped create this. It was a Stargate-like device that they were going to call the Bridge. It used kinetic ore to patch through the 0 point and create a bridge to other realities. However, the Warden admitted he was working for a shapeless creature in his nightmares, and feared the completion of the bridge as much as he feared what the shapeless creature would do to him if he didn't finish it. Amy, the AI of the scientist, is desperately looking for him and hijacks the portal tech with our help to strap her to an aimbot, the AI aimbot, of North, and goes to find the Seven. Her probes that went before her became entirely corrupted, and it sounds like the Seven received the same fate, or may I say received the same fate. And lastly, the leader of the Switch, the leader of the Peace Syndicate, or not leader, but the only Peace Syndicate we knew at the time. The lady who looks like Switch colors, because apparently she was supposed to be a Switch release, and I can't think of her name right off the top of my head. Fuck, I'll remember it in a minute. Was lurking in the shadows. It's not clear whose work sabotages the endgame, but the bridge fails, flowing and sending its energy into the sky, creating a red, angry-looking sideways rift. The same kind Kevin used, but red. And if you don't know who Kevin is, Meyer knew. Kevin is the original cube from the last reality that came to the very first island. Rolled around it and helped make Fortnite super fucking popular. In 4.2, we broke from the overall arch to see a cyberpunk city fall through the rift, mostly intact. And that is still here. And let's just turn around and look at it from here. Let's go further in there. Cyberpunk city fall through, mostly intact. And the Japanese area. Come on. and a Japanese area comes through as this as well. Core is pulled by 0 Point as it tries to balance. We don't see in the CG how the Japanese area landing got there. It ends up taking over a lot of our island. Actually, this was a mixture of mostly original island and a little bit of the medieval island. It's not entirely clear if 0 Point handled it and they were just like shifted out and replaced, or if this layers over the original areas and somewhere below it is still some green and orange areas. We don't know how that works. It's just another mystery of the 0 Point. Um, we are introduced to syndicates this season. The Peace Syndicate is from this world, led by a lizard dude. They are all around good gang. I can't remember his name actually off the top of my head. The River Syndicate is another, and the Fox Clan have come back as well, though the Fox Clan seem to be rifting in and out of the area on their own terms. So the River Syndicate, the Peace Syndicate belonged to Mega City. The River Syndicate belonged to the more feudal-looking Japan areas. The Fox Clan doesn't seem to belong to any of these areas, though they are often seen rifting around like Japanese places. They seem to be rifting in and out. We see them several times during the season, coming in and saying, no, it's not time yet, and then going away. And they always seem to come in with chunks of other realities or places or something like that. We learn that at that a River Syndicate defected to the Fox Clan and has stretched tension between the two. There is a final Chaos Syndicate, which brings some villainous beings, including Triarchs and two lackeys, along with Livewire, who is not a lackey of his, but more or less, I think she's supposed to be the leader of the Chaos Syndicate, but she just has some subordinates who are working for their own means. Far way through the season, Peace Syndicate realizes something nefarious is going on and brings loopers in to assist us. Anytime loopers are mentioned, that means you, the P-layers. They try hard and broker peace between the Fox Clan and the River Syndicate, or whatever they're called, River Clan, River whatever. And together, all of us, with us doing all the hard work, find out someone is sending out messages, likely contacting the last reality. Now, if you need a little background, or if you're new, the last reality is a extra-dimensional, extraterrestrial creature of mixed races, mixed species, attempting to gain control of and or destroy the 0 Point. Their plan is for domination of all realities by collapsing reality and making their reality the last reality. That's why they're called last reality. The species we know that have made them up so far are the cubes, which may be AI computers made out of kinetic ore. The cube queen and king species, like the origin, which are a purplish or colorful looking humanoid creatures with some kinetic looking armor and sometimes with cubish powers of some kind. And we've had the Herald, who is a luminary, who is corrupted to be on their side, as well as whatever the Nothing is, and has to do with the Chrome. Back in Chapter 3, we're introduced to the Nothing, and the Nothing had to do with Chrome power. But we never saw the Nothing. We heard its voice, but we never saw it. We saw its effects by Chrome, because both the Herald and one other character got Chrome powers from the Nothing, and one of the characters we got it while we were controlling them. But that's all we know about the Nothing. The Nothing could be the overarching bad guy here. We are unclear. It's unclear who is what. Highwire of the Chaos Syndicate is brought on board an alliance and learns Triarchs, who no one really knows the piece of, but is obviously some kind of humanoid alien dude. And two of his lackeys are behind this for unknown reasons. Now, it is interesting to know that Triarch means three rulers, or three kings, and Nox means nighttime or evening in their original languages. So that means the three rulers and evening. What this came to translate to, according to this season, is there are three rulers, and he is the evening ruler. Because we now know there is a Triarch Aurora, which we'll get to in a minute. Aurora. I think it's Aura, actually. Triarch Aura. We apparently put a halt to their plan, but just as it all seems peachy keen, the island starts to rumble, bringing back memories of the Fire King's release. There was a bunch of shaking in the ground. If you were here at the end of Season 2 of this chapter, you got a bunch of rumbles. If you were here for season 7 and 8 of Chapter 1, it really did bring back the memories of Fire King setting up his volcano. There was already talk about the hot springs over here being volcano-shaped. I thought they were just going to volcano us again, honestly. But then, however, instead of the tremor cracks, instead of hot air, the tremor cracks released vines. So in the original island, when the tremor happened, the cracks happened, we got hot air coming out because steam vents, volcano steam vents. However, when this one showed up around this area, instead vines came out because it wasn't a volcano, it was the ground just giving way. Then came 4-3, the current season. This is how short the chapters are going to be. Yes, they're several months long, they're a whole year long, but it's just not enough story for me. 4-3 is the center of the island, including the 0 Points vault and the tree containing the herald, collapse into the ancient island. Several things are revealed. So, hello and welcome to Season 3 of Chapter 4. Remember that? That was our premiere just a handful of months ago. So the island here collapsed. It showed off several things, including this ancient architect. And since we just talked about the 0 Point, let's see if I can find it. It should be right here. And we'll go ahead and land here. Wait, I forgot. If I land while in this, it actually hurts. Okay, let's get a little lower and then land. Say hello to Rumbly, our center of the world, first shown to us when the... I am speaking, you be quiet. Jesus. Thank you. Oh, cool, we can zoom in with this. First shown to us with, when the... So, a little history of the 0 Point. If you don't know the 0 Point, I guess we'll go ahead and do its history real quick. The 0 Point is the center of all reality. It is the remainder of the Big Bang. Through it, if you enter it correctly, you can enter any reality, any time stream, anywhere on the time stream you wish. It is the 0 Point to all realities. It is the remnants of the Big Bang. It is a noisy motherfucker, aren't you? You're noisy, aren't you? And, it's pretty much the center to our story. The island was crafted around it, possibly around or on a Last Reality ship. Why do you sound like a well right now? You sound like a pained well. And it lasted for apparently millennia before the IO got onto the island and gained control of it after Jonesy came in to understand it. The IO then went and did the SCP thing, started experimenting with it, like bringing people in, checking out how it works. They realized that 0 Point had one major thing other than being able to send people to different worlds. It also wiped the mind of people who weren't protected from its energy. So people would come to this planet and have their minds wiped and then just go out and battle. So they started shoving people into this reality just to see what the battles would do. Then the IO created, or helped create with the 0 Point, the loop and the storm. The storm would wipe out people who were fighting, and the loop would help reset everything every 15 minutes. Now, we honestly do not know if the loop and storm existed before IO and they just started to control it. The loop and the storm might be a remnant of 0 Point's own effects. We know the storm happens in a different reality, and in that reality it spawns monsters. That's the reality Ramirez is from. Ramirez is very familiar with that storm. We don't know if IO is originally from the storm because a lot of the OG people are from that reality. So we're not sure. And again, the loop is something newish. We don't know if that was primarily made by the reality or if that's something Zero Point had that IO took control of. We say that now because the loop and the storm are still part of this new island around the Zero Point, but there is no IO. There's no overarching government, and no one controls the Zero Point. It's just sitting here petrified right now. So this is the Zero Point. Ever since, we're assuming the beginning of the island has been petrified, because this is kind of how it sounded down in the vault. It's no longer physically accessible. You can't break through its outside. It looks like it's been mossed, which means it's been like this for months or years. I'd say months. It's not too bad. It's probably got the moss when this whole place broke open and was more exposed to the air. But yeah. You can see some places right here. Well, I didn't mean to do that, actually. Like this, you can see remnants of ruins that seem to show 0 points energy. So likely this was a place the original people who lived here had to seal the 0 point. And that leads to a very interesting find. Sloane from the IO was down here and had been down here since she got smashed by a tank, which means that this place is from the original island. These are ancient ruins from the OG island that existed millennia before IO ever came down here. No one knew, even though they had access to the center of the original island, no one knew this existed somewhere mid-island until now. And likely it was destabilized by the whole destruction of the island and the creation of the new island, and it eventually collapsed in on itself. And it isn't too far below. In fact, once released, the trees grew up to be almost as tall as the original walls. So likely the mixture of the trees growing and the destability of the island and possibly leaking of water helped to stabilize everything here and let it fall in on itself, which included collapsing this temple and a bunch of other places. So these places are ancient. They could have been collapsed before this. Hello, you. I noticed it's not shooting the beam in here. It's like a few days back. Okay, back to what we were doing. Anyway, the center of the island, including the 0 points vault and tree containing the herald, collapsed into the ancient island. And by the way, the herald's tree is gone. There was an interesting note that the herald's tree had a hole in the back, meaning the herald could have escaped, except for the herald's tree made noises, so we don't know why, except for the herald's tree was also once the 0 point tree. But it looks like the herald may be loose, and probably went back to last reality or is hiding somewhere on the island. 0 point had been petrified. Optimus Prime says his power has been reduced, and things are noticing. Things are noticing is reduced. So yeah, that was another reveal on here. These ancient temples, one of them didn't belong to whatever ancient creatures belonged here, or did, but also had seals regarding the Autobots. Optimus Prime, the guy I currently am, and that's why I'm him. So Optimus Prime, if you don't know his history, is a race of machine beings that are organically mechanic, intelligent. They were created, but they're owned by a cube named as the Allspark. And they are mechanic, and their entire race is mechanic. They're able to copy other machines and transform into vehicles. Originally, their vehicles look like spaceships and stuff like that, but when they come to Earth, Optimus Prime turns into a giant, what do you call it? A giant truck. Bumblebee turns into a Camaro. Though originally he turned into a Volkswagen Bug. Or old VW Bumblebee. He's actually that in the first movie, isn't he? Little bug. But yeah, they come to Earth once their planet starts to die. The Autobots are attempting to just be refugees of their war dead planet. The Decepticons come here to be evil piles of shits or something. We don't know how they got to our Earth. We don't know how they got to this island way back a millennia ago, back when this place originally existed, and this place was not as ancient. We don't know what they were doing here. Maybe they allied with the people to watch the 0 point. Obviously, Optimus Prime, who contacts us through their little portal thing over there, or the little temple thing, wherever the heck his temple is, knows about the 0 point and knows that it's alien and may be sending us a message in an attempt to help the people here. Obviously, it's still alive. It just sounds whiny. Sloan and her tank fell down here. There's something we already said. Meaning that the ancient civilization is of the original island. The Autobot temple indicates that we just said that. Aside from the last reality, the Autobots may be the eldest species on the island. So we have 3 ancient species here. We have these ones, and we're not entirely sure what they are, but this is the statue of them. They may be a cube queen species. They may be their own thing. They may be Zonai. That'd be really cool if we had some Zonai. I really doubt it. They have to deal with Nintendo not being assholes. We have the Last Reality, because in the original island, we knew Last Reality tech and Last Reality ships were buried in the island. The original vault that the 0 point was in, and that Singularity got a hold of, and IO dug into, that was a Last Reality ship. That was a spaceship from the Last Reality. Albeit it probably was warped by containing the 0 point, because it looked like weirdness. And then, of course, we got the Autobot Temple. So those are 3 ancient civilizations that have been here before any human's been here. So, the Luminaries, a group the Herald was once part of, take hold of leading explorers of the area, joining the teams with and helping Sloan. So we have a group called the Explorers, led by the Luminaries. So some people just call them the Luminaries, some people call them Explorers. Let's see if we can find their place. It's one of their places. They have an entire ass camp somewhere this way. Oh, well, no, but here's some of their camp. So, woo, went flying there. This is their symbol. Some of them call them the Explorers. Some call them the Luminaries, because apparently the Luminaries are leading them. They're exploring, discovering... Hello. Is there anything down here, or is this just a dip? I didn't mean for that. That's just a dip. Anyway, they're exploring the island, committing to archaeology, or the center of this island, committing to archaeology, trying to discover what things are, and eventually powering up our thingy over here, which we'll get to in a minute. I'm going back to 0 point because he's our bae. We're back, Zero. We didn't leave you for too long. His sounds are kind of Kevin sounding right now. Take hold of the leading explorers of the area. However, Sloan is also in league with Relic, a master of the ancient tech here, and Prime himself. I don't know what I meant that, but he's a master of ancient tech here. When we see Relic later, you'll notice he's in some kind of bone armor. He seems to be glowy. He is into Luminary as far as you know, but he knows the forest as well as an ancient that used to be here would. Oh, and she's in league with Prime himself. That's all we know. Prime and Sloan are talking. We know through a radio transmission Prime last release that he tells us to trust Sloan, which is something that's hard to do since she tried to blow us the fuck up. And she's the only one that knows the way forward. And we were told that the way forward was through the past, or through, which sounds like time travel. We don't know. We do have one lady has something to do with time. Plus, we do have a Time Lord crossover that's supposed to be coming if it doesn't get canceled. I believe it should be out around November-ish. Prime, or whoever else Sloan is talking to, warn the Zero reality is on the verge of collapse, and escape may be the only feasible thing. So, I say Zero reality, we're not entirely sure. Originally, the 0 point was in reality 0, and that's where the island was. The 0 point then moved. Now, in the original non-canon thing, the 0 point physically flies through space, but that doesn't happen in our version of reality. we don't know if we're in zero reality. There is a chance that more than one reality has access to the physical 0 point like this. So we may have warped realities. I mean, we do have proof of that in the comics where there's 2 islands. The Battle Royale Island with the loop with the storm, and then the more abandoned, not Battle Royale Island, or the Escape Island where there's no 0 point, or there's a 0 point and all the major things happen, but there's no storm or loop, and death is permanent. Yeah, I hear them. How are they? Better not come this way. Just in case. Because despite that I am in creative mode, I can get hurt by things here. A luminary named... Shoot. I just forgot his name when I was writing this. I don't remember his name here. The black guy, in the jacket, luminary, starts studying ancient tech and puts together an ancient machine that is powered by the kinetic ore, the crystals of kinetic ore. That is this way. Originally, this machine was nothing big. Why can't we have the freaking bees, but not the NPCs in this? Get the bees here. So, we're tasked by Sloan. This is some punch of food. Yes, sir. I will actually write that down right now. Just a heads up, guys, in case y'all didn't know, I collect codes, 10 codes a month. And we're still in the month of August. BLAQ... Okay, you are saved. And I use the codes revolvingly as I buy things in the store. I currently have 3 now with VLAQ. Hello and welcome to my stream, by the way. Anyway, so on top of this, they discovered this. It didn't look like this. It was just this little curved thing. It wasn't glowy. And it was this middle piece, and that was it. Over time, we would help put it together. This is where that guy was studying. He's still here if you come in-game and he's walking around. He'll talk to you. Eventually, we put this telescope-looking piece on it. And this stand. And then we start to power it by collecting crystals. But that's not enough. The crystals help power, like, some of the bays. Can we fall without dying, please? Thank you. But that doesn't power it all the way. We find out that this thing is supposed to have an energy source. But its energy source is refined kinetic ore. Now, the kinetic ore we have out of the ore's mining area is not refined. And all the refined kinetic ore we used for the original bridge that the Ageless was attempting to create probably exploded. But because this is from the original island and the center original island, that means this area is extremely close to where I.O. had its original base, and is also the place where the ancients refined and used kinetic ore themselves for some reasons. Which means the island itself originally contained kinetic ore prior to the meteor event. Now, as far as we know, before this was all released, kinetic ore came to the island first for us when the Visitor's meteor hit and exploded. Why the Visitor exploded his spaceship, I don't think we'll ever know. I don't know if that was an accident or if that was planned. But the 7 flew around in meteors, and the Visitors didn't quite land very well. But it also spread out a bunch of kinetic ore, meaning they were using kinetic ore to fly around and power the spaceships. Kinetic ore would the next time make its, its appearance when Kevin the Cube came in through the first giant sideways rift created by the Visitor's rocket. Because the cubes are now officially kinetic ore robots, I guess. And it would shock us and make the same noises 0 Point's currently making, and not too dissimilar from this noise, actually. But this one's very quiet. Anyway, that said... What the hell was that? I've never heard that noise before. That said, he's making a mess, by the way. He better clean up. This is an ancient place, and he's just got coffee, milk, and whatever the fuck that is just sitting here. No. Anyway, We would collect this kinetic ore, and it was refined kinetic ore enough to create this crystal. This crystal would eventually power these round thingies, and this, if this looks familiar, yes, this is the same language the Last Reality writes in. It's all over the Kevin cubes, is all over Last Reality tech. This is their language, which indicates that the ancient people here were either somehow related to the Last Reality, the start of the Last Reality, or, just as likely, were taken over by the Last Reality. And the fact, the reason these people may not exist may be because of Last Reality. Um, yeah. Okay. Sorry, going back to script now. Power the completed, find kinetic ore to power completed machine. This originally activates this power, but now beam, which you can't see here for some reason, what appears to be a darkness or kinetic powered hologram into the sky. And yeah, that actually confirms that kinetic ore is the source of the darkness. It's this purple stuff, which means it's radioactive and dangerous. Oh, kinetic ore. I guess that means kinetic ore was also what powered our power on the second island in that little Kevin reactive facility. It was just melted kinetic ore, so it was just melted Kevin pieces. We do know that kinetic ore is radioactive. It is highly powerful, and if you touch it wrong, it creates a dark copy of you. A kinetic ore copy of you, I guess. Kinetic power copy of you? Hmm. We find out we don't know what the hologram is. We see it every time we come in. It appears to be some kind of circle or moon coming in on us. It appears to be the shape of a eclipse, and it appears to be going towards the outside of the spiral. Once the spiral hits, something might come at us, or it may open a portal. It'll probably be in CG. It'd be interesting if we had an in-game event, even if a small one. I miss the small in-game events like Kevin coming in. Those were cool. If they're only going to give us one big event, a chapter, they should give us lots of little tiny events like that are in game that maybe only few people get to catch. Maybe give us a tiny warning it's coming in, and we get tiny events. Tiny events count too. Size doesn't matter. Sorry. We find out Triarch Nox is likely a deity, like I said, a king or ruler of night or dawn, dusk, and according to I forgot her name. We'll talk about her later. The lady that can switch through her ancestors' times. He is hiding from Triarch Aurora, likely the ruler of the day. However, that makes a third Triarch. Is Triarch the Cube Queen, the ruler of cubes, or is it the ruler if Aurora, whatever, is dawn, and he is dusk? Is there a noon? Is there a ruler of the moon, the night? Who's the third ruler? Not entirely sure. I don't think we've been given any clues. But then the Triarch means three rulers, and now we have dawn or morning or day. We have night or dusk or darkness, whatever those two are supposed to mean. Also, I'm hearing this noise over and over again. I haven't heard because I don't hang out here, and it sounds like steam being put out. I don't hang out here that often. I usually come up here just to see if, what's his name, will give me a bottle of shield. The 23rd will be the end of the season, and all we know is an eclipse is coming. The Last Reality may be involved, and the 7 might be corrupt, and lasers were in the 4-4 promos so far. That's all we know. So, yeah, that's the end of this. We will go through some of this area just to look around and see what was changed this past season. And now that we know that this is ancient land that predates all humans and existed on our existed in our original island. Now this is not what I would count the main building. I count that as the main building. This appears. Oh, hello! I've never been up here. Oh, this is just chests. This appears to be a building specifically made to run whatever this thing is. Unfortunately, if you go down here, due to time or due to the collapse, this has been collapsed. And no, if you go through here, there's nothing here. It's fully empty. However, it is huge, so whatever is powering the machine above us is probably a lot of little connect machines or one very large connect machine. I do like this flying around ability. It makes me feel like I'm a PC user. It powers this. You got the cube writing, kinetic tech. I don't know if the cube writing's been translated. If it has, I don't know what that says. If you know what hieroglyphs mean, do tell me. There's some right here, and there's some right here. Let's actually look. I can close this now. I can close this. Let's see if Google says. Have we translated the cube glyphs from Fortnite?
These are the top results.
That is not what I said. I swear this new phone's Google has worse hearing than I do. Okay. Because I've tried cube in it, that just confuses everybody. March 6th. The Tunic game language. That's something else? The heck? Let's see if I can actually do this. I don't have that one though. According to this, that first letter is an E, if this is correct. Oh no, I won't be able to do this because this doesn't have it correctly. Yeah? Well, we can try this. Yeah. No, that's not gonna work. That's a different language altogether. No, it doesn't look like they've translated the cube language, as far as I can tell. If you know different, let me know, because that was a different language. But yeah, so all this is. So if you go over here, of course, we've already. The frick, where am I? If you go over here, you can see that this used to lead to stairs that likely went down to this, or above and over, whatever this temple was, or the sill was, that sealed in the 0 point. In case you're wondering, no, you cannot see the 0 point, but you can see the ground below it. Ooh, it's loud while we're inside him, which may indicate that he's supposed to rise at some point over the end of the island, as they textured the ground below him. Over here you have what is either the species or their gods. We don't know. Whatever it is, humanoid. It has, oh, you can't see it in these versions, but it has fingers, and they're 5-fingered humanoid. And in some statues they have toes, and they're 5 toes in humanoid. They appear to be wearing different masks. Masks kind of look like the Ageless's mask, but not really. This one has a giant hole in the middle, or who knows what, and has big old earpieces, or hair pieces, or something. They really remind me of the Zonai. Some of the bigger statues have star maps on them. You can see here. Appears to be star maps. I mean, these could be cracks. You see how jagged they are, and how they look like a design of a star map. If you go further this way, and remember, this place probably wasn't as flooded as it is now, with the constant current rain, plus the collapse, and the fact that this is ancient probably flooded it. You'll find more stuff. You find these little temples over here. And there's nothing much left of these guys. These guys have been ruined. You can see more of the runes. It'll be interesting to know if those give us a clue what they say. Here, there appears to be some kind of designer plaque, but there's nothing left of it if it was anything. And then over here, we have a slightly more intact room, but there's no runes in this one. But there is this weird design that's like a star design again. The places were very obsessed with stars. Now, if the ancient texts used that, they probably used distant stars and were able to see through realities to predict things. They may have even seen their own incoming, whatever happened to them. Oh, look at this. It's not the same thing, but that could be similar to what we saw over there. This little, see how it's kind of side like this? This one's got roots growing out of it. Roadie. So over here we have what I consider the main temple. It's huge for one, and it has more on the inside. Where that is just for powering that thing, this is likely whatever this place is his main area. Coming to the main thing, you see another one of these guys. This is the bats. I don't think I've ever noticed the bats, or too busy to pay attention. You know, it's similar to what the other guy is. He's missing anything holding. You can't see his toes. He's basically smaller of the other statue. You can go in through here. Oh, by the way, I'm still impressed with the new kind of lighting system they have in this. It's so pretty. Come in here and you'll see two things. You'll see a bunch of things. Plus, you'll see some scaffolding, likely from the explorer/luminaries. We have 3 glyphs. Technically 4 if you count the door, but I don't count the door. 3 glyphs that matter. 3 things that matter. We have this here. We have another of that species, and he seems to be holding the moons. One moon is full, and or is a full eclipse. It looks like it may be eclipse over a sun. One is a crescent moon or partial eclipse. We have another thing here, which is another triangle shape, which they have a lot of around here, by the way, including their cube boomerangs. And it seems to be glowy. Everything here seems to be glowy. You also see a lot of the cubic runes, but you notice they're glowing blue. Now, if you remember, when we took a cube, which we believe now to be alien tech and AI, out of the Last Reality's control, they glowed blue. There's a chance that the cubes are only purple when they're being misused by the Last Reality. We know that the kinetic ore, when we go over and hit it, is purple originally, but once you start doing things with it, also can glow blue. Naturally. Over here we have a sign that shows this beam thing showing something moving. This is what we're seeing above us. This is a clue to what that was supposed to be. We also see this. So while we see what appears to be a moon or planet, we see something smaller next to it. Is this the island or the original island and this is what was coming to it? Or is this something moving in with this? This appears to be the phases of a moon or something. We have like full, or maybe phases of eclipse. You have full, partial, crescent, and then some kind of symbol. This symbol's not familiar to me. It's very angular, like all the statues around here. It could have to deal with the Last Reality. Maybe they were predicting Last Reality coming upon them. Who knows? Just some trash left by the ancients and by our people. Now over here is something interesting. First we have this right here. This appears to be some kind of seal. Some people, before we found where the 0 point was, predicted the 0 point might have been under here. It has more cubic rootage on it. Don't know what it says. I'll be interested in, I'll be studying and see if they find some way to translate that. And then we have this. This proves that Optimus Prime and the Autobots, or at least the Autobots, predate all the humanity. And may even predate the Last Reality in this island. It is currently glowing because it's been activated. You see the Autobot symbol, and you see what appears to be a solar system, which is a recurring theme in here. There was a solar system around what is now the destroyed 0 point seal up above before the collapse. I gotta drink this coffee. If the coffee goes cold, it turns into tasting like an ashtray. I know, I don't know what an ashtray tastes like, because I'm not weird. But I used to smoke, and I know what it smells like, and it tastes like what an ashtray smells like. And like, not even a currently used ashtray, a wet ashtray that you're sitting next to has been outside for a while. It tastes like that. But we also know this is the door that projected uh, Optimus Prime here, and then portaled a small version of him into this world. And this is where he warned them that bad things were coming. If you exit through here, not much here. You see another one of these guys. This one's all slightly different. He still has a hole in his head, but it's less defined. The mask is more angular and broken. It's giving me cube people vibes for some reason. You see a diamond in his back and some cubic runes. And you come down here, he has toesies. Shush your faces, bats. That's pretty much it in here. You have a higher elevation area. You can come in here. There's not much in here. Another one of these statues, bigger version, I think, holding his stuff. You have a way down below where it's collapsed. And we have set up some zip lines. There isn't much in here, I don't think. It doesn't show too much. More of those angular designs. They relate the pyramid. Possible 0 point reference right here. So maybe 0 point controls or 0 point study was happening here, since they obviously use 0 point to do things. And that's about it. If you go around here, there isn't too much beyond that, honestly, to talk about as far as lore goes. Here we have Meowskull's area. So this is an interesting one for current lore. This used to be a medieval village for the ages, this area. When the collapse happened, the entire village fell in. Likely these are little tiki areas set up by the people who used to live there, whoever survived falling in 5 stories into the ancient world. They set up this newer looking area, live off the river, and survive like the island people have always survived. There's nothing back here, right? No. Nothing back here, right? What the frick did I just see? Oh, is that just the void? Okay. During the summer season, Meowskulls came down here, kind of partied down here. So this is where Meowskulls wanted to party. But other than that, it's really good for this. Let's see if I can do it like... So I didn't realize you could do this until I was playing some death runs the other day. Oh, come on. I can... Oh, because hitting that does that. There we go. Oh, it doesn't do it very well. Oh well. In death runs, we got ice. You can build up more momentum and just launch off everything. But it's a really pretty area. You get this waterfall and a waterfall effect coming from here. Ooh, I landed below the map. That was dangerous. The waterfall actually comes from an actual river. Not all the waterfalls do, but this one does, because this river flowed into the original city, and it was their source of water. Some places you'll find these, and that's from just civilians trying to live. In some places you'll find these ancient ruins, and they usually contain a chest or whatnot. We don't know if they contained a chest before, or if that's something someone did. The chest originally and the drops were originally put in by IO. That was something that was exposed, but we don't know if that's what is the case with the chest. Maybe they naturally spawn in now that 0 Point is used to them. 0 Point spawns them in. We have some more ruins. There's not much to tell on the ruins that we don't already know, unless you can read the cubic runes. If you do, please tell me at my Facebook page. I would love to hear about it. It's SebrothPX Facebook page. I want to know what the runes say. I honestly do. I love the story of Fortnite. That's why I fear them getting lazy with it, with the quick turnovers. But I'll give them my trust. They usually know what they're doing. Again, another one. This one's more triangular and higher, but we don't know what it does, what it's for. Another taller one. This one has a burial site. There's also a burial site in the main one that I think we missed. but it wasn't much different. So in some places they have this. This is a cubic boomerang. It's powered by kinetic ore and a triangular kinetic crystal, and you might recognize that triangle design as something they're obsessed with. And lastly, this boy over here. And this is just some kind of like pond or pool area. There's also like a little pool area elsewhere as well. We got a little pool area here, and possibly like a changing area here. Maybe for bathing. Considering the place probably wasn't full of water, probably for bathing. Let's see, we got more waterfall over here. See, waterfall like this is coming from underground water. We don't even know if it had any connection to actual water, not for a while. So that's underground water. It's like some kind of spring or underground river. Let's see what I can find here. I'm trying to keep around the old areas because they help show some things that collapsed. You can see some land here that left over. You can see the remnants of the old area over here where there was like, there may have been a river here, I believe, and it was stopped by the collapse. Excuse me. Looks like it was shifted this way and became a waterfall. I love that sound. And it goes down here. And this is a lot of the flooding is caused by just diverted water. What's back end over here? Have I been in this back end before? Oh, this is what I was talking about. This is the other burial site. I have been here before. So you can see some of the older or the newer land collapsed into the older land here and creating some funky designs where it's old meets new. And you'll find these guys' statues everywhere. Little like this one makes me think they're either a king or a god or priests because they're technically everywhere. They always have like priestly hands where they held the stuff. This one's full of leaves. I mean, he's been exposed for a while. And they always seem to be in like a worshiping area or some kind of heralding area. Up here we have leftovers of like a park area. Over here, this came very close to collapsing. This place, the camper area, RV area. Then we have this. You can see what appears to be maybe cubic writing or hands or designs in this. Now, in this form, it kind of reminds me of Galactus' head or the head of that thing Galactus put out. So, is it Marvel related? Who knows? They haven't released a lot of Marvel stuff lately. But Galactus was shoved out for good. This area has the undercarriage area where you have to solve puzzles to get into, but I believe that in this mode I can go just walk through the doors. The doors will be missing. Yeah, see this? The door should be right here, I believe. They open it, you solve it. That's funny that it. Why is the fire here? Why is there fire here? Yeah, you can't go through the roof. Why is the fire on this side? You have to solve to go in that side, and we would see the fire. That's weird. But it gives you a lot of noisy ass chests. What's over here? Oh, another boomerang. Which is like a boomerang spot. Then if you come over here, we have Sloane's area. This is the tank from the IO War of Chapter 3. I want to say Chapter 3. It was Chapter 3. Almost positive it was Chapter 3. But that's the IO War tank that Sloane was in at the beginning of IO 3 when she was slammed to the ground. We thought she was dead. She fell into this forest, apparently, and was rescued by the Luminary guy and Relic, who, and I think the Luminary guy helped heal her back to health, according to the radio things, transmissions we got, which I'll try to read through here in a minute. And this is her base setup. And this is one of the last two remaining areas you'll see an IO symbol. This and below the battle bus at the start. Now, the one at the battle bus at the beginning island, we're not entirely sure what that means. That could just be leftover material we're going through now. While we're here, let's go ahead and look it up. Sloane's Radio Contacts Season 3.
I found this on the web.
Oh, I spelled Sloan wrong. It spelled Sloan wrong. Chapter 4, Season 3, Dialogue and Recordings. This is a freaking... Well, it looks like I may have to read that 6 days ago, 2 months ago. That can't be right. I'm hoping he has them, like... So in the first audio, she's like, she's in the jungle, doesn't know what day it's been.
I think you know that it takes a little more than dropping a tank on me to take me out.
She says, I think you know it takes more than dropping a tank on me to take me out, so, technically the tank wasn't dropped on her, she was inside the tank and she got slammed by the giant bear robot. I'm assuming when she says you, she's probably talking to Jonesy or Gino, the Gino's allegedly dead, but she may not know that. So in the first note, says she has a plan, but she has to move fast. Then she says the key to... Let's get out of the freaking chest. Holy cow, you have enough chests. She says that the key to all this is the stuff left behind by the ancient people who used to live here. She's been down here for days or years. Because remember, Fortnite doesn't move... While things loop, things move forward. Jonesy technically has been in this area and has been working for IO for thousands of years. Some probably even longer. So she could have been down here living through loops and loops, and possibly outside loops if she has her devices on her, so she can talk, for years between the IO war and now. And for all we know, she may have been asleep until the collapse. We don't know. Likely not. Likely she's been planning before it collapsed. She may have even helped the collapse, for all we know. I don't know if you're gonna hear it.
We have a new wrinkle here. These ruins are impossible to date using traditional methods.
Okay, so here she says traditional methods of dating doesn't work on the ruins. And this might be because they're too old, which means carbon dating and the second version of dating they use, and I can't remember what that is called, doesn't work on it. They can't carbon date it, and they can't date it in the second way, whatever the hell that's called. The only reason you couldn't carbon date, or you couldn't carbon date in the more specific way, is because it's so old that neither version works. Meaning that these islands' ruins are more ancient than most of Earth itself.
I don't like it. And, of course, no sign of catastrophic damage. It's as if the residents just vanished.
So she says that there's no sign of actual catastrophic damage, meaning most of the damage we see is likely due to time and the collapse. And it appears as if the people who used to live here just vanished. Were they taken? Were they annihilated by something that doesn't destroy everything? Did they escape? We don't know. She said there's a message, which is likely the cubic runes everywhere, and she may know how to translate the cubic runes since she's part of IO, and they've been studying kinetic ore and the last reality for a while now. Even how to shoot. Okay, so this is the next one. Interesting. I don't remember it being here, but this next one's found right next to 0 point.
I've found what looks like an ancient, busted machine. It's a telescope, or some kind of stellar projector. I'll need to run scans.
So, she helps discover the ancient, busted machine, which is the telescope-looking thing. She assumes it's a telescope, or assumes it's a projector. It ends up being a projector. She says it's busted and it's ancient, and she's going to work on trying to put it together. We know that she puts the luminary on that as she
If this
speaks
thing
for
can
her.
do what I believe it can, it will be key to my plans for the island.
She keeps talking about having plans for the island. She's doing something nefarious. She has to be. I don't trust Sloan as far as I could throw her, or her tank. The next one seems to be found outside one of the temples, maybe the main temple, or below the telescope. Supposed to be below the telescope, maybe.
From what I can tell, the apparatus uses kinetic ore prisms to manipulate light. If my instincts are right, I need to get it working. Now.
She says she's figured out that the machine uses kinetic ore to be powered, and if her instincts are right, she needs to get it working now. I don't know what that means, but it seems important to her to have this thing working. Surprised she hasn't found the ageless entire team of them.
Their inventions, their writings. They used refined kinetic ore to create amazing technologies. They were scientists, visionaries. And now, all we have of them is relics.
So that one, she was just bolstering over how all the creatures that were here, the people that were here, were scientists and visionaries, and now all that's left of them is the machines and relics they left behind.
I officially declare my physical recovery complete. I'm a little creaky, but I've got a mission. That's all I need.
That next one was just her saying she's recovered from being smushed by a robot in a tank. Smush it. I honestly can't tell if you can hear this, so that's why I'm explaining it to you. Gee, your tail's under my leg. It's not hurt.
My investigations into the apparatus have been interrupted by a small army of explorers. This could work to my benefit. I've made contact as a possible expert for their team.
Oh, so here she talks about meeting the explorers, aka what the luminaries are leading, the people who are excavating and understanding the center of the island, led by the luminary and a few other people. I don't know exactly who's part of the explorers, but we'll go through characters here in a minute. She says she makes contact with them as a possible expert, even though she's discovering things as much as they are.
If I can convince them to excavate the site, I can get the apparatus working.
She's the one who gets them to excavate. Okay, so she's technically leading the shit. I don't know if I've heard all of these. I don't remember that one.
The glyphs are the only clues I have for the intended use of the apparatus. That's not enough. Yet. The explorers are pushing on with excavation. I need to figure out how to power this thing.
She talks about the glyphs, which are important, and says these are the only clues to how to get... Was that me blinking with the storm noise, or was that in the thing I was watching? This is the only clues she has to how the apparatus works, and it's not enough. Which indicates, yes, she can read the glyphs. I would like to have some kind of translation on that. So here she says she's been told by someone she trusts, which may be Optimus Prime, maybe Relic, maybe someone else extra outside the island, that they need to get off the island ASAP. She does wonder if that's what happened to the original inhabitants of the island. If maybe they discovered something was going to happen and they escaped through the stars or through the 0 point.
If I can solve them.
This next one's up in the snowy areas, which means that means she actually escaped the forest area and has been exploring the new islands.
Attempts to match details from the glyphs with the movement of astronomical objects has been difficult. The glyphs appear to be predicting an incoming eclipse. All readings indicate that's impossible. But me standing here, alive, that's an impossibility too.
So she says the glyphs are predicting an eclipse somehow. She says that due to what she knows of, I guess, the sun area and whatever bodies above us. I still don't know if we have an actual moon yet. Is there a moon here? Storm, you're in the way. I don't think we have a moon. If there is a moon, I've never actually paid attention to it. But even if there is a moon, she's saying that there's no actual plausible way we have an eclipse coming. That's not how that works. There's no eclipses near us. But she says she trusts the glyphs.
If these glyphs are truly the unheard voice of the past, then you know, I have to listen.
She seems to be coming with peps with the past. Oh, nope. Hold on. Sorry, my battle bus honk got in the way. This next one's over by the Ageless area.
Energy debris from the Ripgate collapse is complicated by long-range cosmic signals. I am picking up something. A signal I've seen before. Very old signal. One I think I recognize.
Okay, so... Oh, well, she's over by the Ageless. She's apparently studying the Riftgate experiment, the bridge. She's saying the collapse of the bridge, the explosion of the sky, and the sideways rift is complicating her long-range deep space sensors. She can usually just detect out in the space. Right now she can't. However, she is detecting a signal from somewhere, an old signal she recognizes, which means it's something she's been involved with before. This could be someone from IO. This could be the missing Jonesy, because actual Jonesy has been missing since the beginning of the season. This could be Optimus Prime. Or this could be Gino. Or it could be something we don't understand yet. Or something that'll surprise us. Last Reality, maybe? Could be Last Reality. Last Reality sends out signals and this receives signals. She didn't seem scared.
Analysis continues on the incoming signal. It's not a natural cosmic phenomenon, and it's coming our way. With intent. There's no way the people who left this place could have known about this eons ago. Unless it's happened before. The eclipse is the key. It has to be.
So in this last one we actually have one more than them, if you remember yesterday. In this last one they do have, she indicates that the signal's coming with intent, and it doesn't sound like it's good because she said there's no way the ancient people knew that this would happen unless it's happened before. She doesn't tell us what's coming, it's a mystery. In the last signal one, if I remember correctly, because we got it, she's talking to someone and saying she needs to bring him in, she needs help to save the island or escape the island or something. And she doesn't want to ask for their help, but it looks like there's nothing else that she can do other than to grab their help. And so she calls them in, and they're going to team up. Which sounds like, in my opinion, since she seems very chagrined by calling this person in, she's likely calling in Agent Jones, aka Jonesy. Yay, we get a new Jones. This is the Explorers base camp. This is their main area. You see big old hangars, AIM-like facilities, but now in white and orange. So likely they took like the old AIM technology and repurposed it for creating this area. AIM were a series of semi-sentient robots that were called aimbots on jokes of actual aimbots that worked for North and created facilities like this to study the island as North came in his Iceman chunk during one of the Christmas seasons. She does say she hopes his aim hasn't improved, which means Jonesy apparently can't shoot. Or does she it? Jonesy was doing good last time I saw him wielding like the Rift gun. That is pretty much all that we can do map-wise. All that's left over here are just some more of the Explorer facility and village creation by the current citizens that came down here, or were thrown down here. You can see this has like an area to it. There's a big village right here. People have come in. You can see the ruins and the village mixed together. The village, of course, looks way newer because it's brand new. It's created by the medieval and other people that fell down here. In fact, this place has been created on a ruin. Huh, I never actually paid too much attention here. I don't know if I've even been here. Let's just head in here and see if there's anything in here. It appears to be a burial site. And a worshiping place, or whatever that's for. And it looks like our people have created a stairway up here, which is nice. This was actually a bigger temple. I've never actually been in this temple. The entire time I play, I've avoided this area. There isn't much here on this side. If Optimus Prime would land, thank you. Go around the scaffolding. See way down to that area. Some mixture of new and old holding it up. Old holding up the new. Go up here. They go up here. Fairly large temple. I like the mixture of temple and the newer Ichi themed stuff. Cube worship. What's going on here? Why have they gathered around the cube thing? The loopers will come and grab this. Let's watch it until the loopers come grab it. It's entertaining. And up here is just the end of the temple, and they put a house up here. I like that they use like old technology here. You got a steamer cooker or whatever the hell that is. It's cute. These areas are cute. Peachy and cute. So I don't expect a giant map change in the 4th season. I may be wrong, or we may see something in the sky. I don't expect much, if any, map change. I expect it to look pretty much like this for the next season. I don't expect a new area to be ported in. I kind of don't expect the island itself to be destroyed, though we may be wrong. But we'll see. Just in case there's a map change, this is the ice area. We're not going to go way over it right now, because honestly, we've seen the ice area before. We've gone through a big map change. We have what definitely looks like AIM facility because it's red here. So likely North and the AIM has set up some facilities. Crackshot's abandoned, currently abandoned house. Won't be abandoned for long. Well, it's not exactly abandoned. It doesn't look as the worst it's looked during off season. It looks like someone may be staying here. Maybe Crackshot's at... What the hell? Why am I sliding indoors? You'll see that it looks like someone's actually staying here for the night, and there's some boxes and stuff. Maybe he's out, but it doesn't look the worst. Someone's eating something in here. There's coffee and everything. Crackshot might be staying here. There's always ice outside his front door. Woo. We can do that. There was something new over here. Here's the possible Ancient 7 tech facilities we know absolutely zero about. Some of the old island's log cabins, or the biggest facility for the ancient tech. I'm actually looking for the beachy area where something happened this season. More AIM facilities. AIM's like main base over here, possibly. Oh Jesus! I didn't know that could catch me. All was fine. Oh, stop it. Ask me why I'm singing in the French. Use my Mimir's native tongue. Whoa, there's an entire ass boat just stuck in the ice over here. I've never seen that before. It's amazing how many little things you miss on the maps like that. I would not have noticed that had that not come. Hey, we have something right here? No? Just a little crook? Okay, well, we have a little cabin still just kind of floating over here on an iceberg, like, is it further away or no? Help me, I live over here, I have propane, but I'm running out. Some boats. These boats could belong to the two fishermen. We know they are hanging around this area. That's who I'm freaking looking for. The fisher people. Not the fisher of people, the fisher people. I know they're somewhere around here. Gosh darn it. See, there's a grounded boat here, but I don't think this is where they are. But I honestly don't know where the heck they are. I was looking for it because there's a little cave, and there was something in the cave I saw yesterday. I wanted to show y'all. I don't know what it was. I don't know where the cave is. Maybe if we find it, I'll play and I'll show y'all. So honestly, I am now lost. Wait, this is it? This is it. This is not it. This is it? It's not it. Not it. And we're running out of place. This is some kind of just like facility they set up to apparently harvest ice for the island. I mean, they got a lot of ice, why not harvest it? Oh yeah, there was one more important thing. Two more important things. Three more important things. So we have this guy here. This is the another one of those like puzzle temples, I believe. We should be able to go in here to see all the puzzles already solved. First thing, there's these faces everywhere, which may be more of the people that used to live here, which means they're not humanoid if they look like that, or they could be masks. This pyramid up here, I don't know what that stands for. As much of a mystery as anything around here. If we go in here, there's a little undercroft area. I believe there used to be like a thing you could walk over here. Or was that a different temple? Maybe it's a different temple. You can go through here, walk around. There's some places below, places above. I don't know if this was a solving area. Cubic rooms everywhere. There isn't a ton in here, technically. You can see it's sort of a maze. Mazes are less than amazing. Some pottery, some chests. Nothing too impressive or important here as far as I can tell. If you get up here, you'll see more grave sites and altars of some sort. It might be like an important place. So, other than that, say hello to Last of Tilted. This guy has lasted through a bunch of stuff, including getting destroyed and coming back. I don't remember if the clock was destroyed by the volcano, but I believe it may have been. I think the only thing left standing after the volcano was the insurance company. But this guy has been rifted out of space and time more than we can count. During the beginning of this chapter, he was floating through space and then ended up in a giant ice cave here. The ice cave collapsed into this area. You see chunks of it just lying around. This stood. So, hello, Tilted Tower, the last of them. You can see up here on what appears to be forest land, just full of ice. So you have some more villages. Nice little temple village. Here, a monkey. Anything else important before I leave, just in case there's a giant map change? You get some castle towns up there. We have the entire town right there. A little fishing village. There's a castle protector. We have this, I don't know, dam, ancient dam here that has been completely blocking the flows of the river for the past few seasons. Thought it was important, but appears to just be opening up a moat around Ageless's place. Ageless is not on the map as far as I'm aware. I think we got almost all the characters. We could probably go in and find the characters missing just to help move the story along. But not all the characters have to do with stories. More castle shit, More bridges. Pretty ass water in the current game. Some medieval villages, some medieval houses. This is fish sticks. This is so one of the fish sticks, the armed military fish sticks, is here. He sent us on a quest to help find these guys. Right now, they're not here. Just that guy left. All by himself. He's not even dancing. Or is that the beanbag version? It might be the beanbag version. These towers are dotted everywhere. In medieval time, they'd be used as like sentry and lookout towers. We have the kinetic ore area, and you'll see them beat it. So they start off as, gosh darn it, they start off as just kind of purple blue look, and if you hit it, they get more purple. Very kind of purple. Whee. Where the heck did that go? They did dig through this area, and it appears to be an old mine, possibly for the kinetic ore. And if you go in here, we also have a vault. The vault is the vault. The vaults, I believe, belong to the thief group. This is where they're hiding their caches from over the centuries, possibly. And you can see some new paintings. I've never even seen that painting before. It seems to be the painting of some of the new areas. Here we're on our original island. You can see some houses that look like the original island's houses. Some of them are quite large, some of them are small, some of them are neighborhoods. Some of them are log cabins, just to taste of chapter 1 and 2, 3. We have this mansion over here. We still don't know exactly who belongs to this mansion originally, but these days, this is like the one place you'll always catch the thieves walking around, and if you go down below the garage, you'll actually get to one of their vaults. Does this one have a picture in it? Maybe in the vault. This one does not have a picture in it. There's also more modern. Oh, it does have a picture in it. Go back down. Further. Further. Yeah. It has a picture of, one of the castle towns. Actually, against the castle town that no longer exists, the one that fell in. You get some farmland that reminds of the Fatal Farms, or the hell it was called. Fatal Fields. Some neighborhoods. I don't know if this place has a name. We cannot see the names in this map. Neighborhoods of farms. It's just a big house. There's a big old farm here in the middle. Excuse my congestion all of a sudden. And we have some logging happening here. It looks like it's just getting off the ground. Technically, it's not the big logging we had in the last season. We have the new Japanese area that came in season 2. Again, we don't know if this is pulled in by 0 Point, like the rest of the island, or if it was laid over by 0 Point, or if it came in through the side rift from the mega city. This is the Feudal Japan area, the place where the River Guardians, River Syndicate, River whatever, River Clan hang out, and the Fox Clan apparently also might hang out. We have Jesus Christ. We have this area where the kinetic blades were. Blades made out of kinetic ore. I miss those. They have giant ass mansions like this everywhere. That's the biggest one though. There's another one over here. Smaller one. We have Mega City, which you can already hear this far away. Mega City is a likely heavily populated city. This is apparently where the Peace Syndicate originates from. The big old rainy cyberpunk city. I love it. This one's smoking because the Planet Express crashed into it. It's not there anymore. But look at it. It's like cyberpunk. It's all neon and it's all wet. It's freaking cool looking. This might be one of my favorite parts. It's got all these little things around it. My biggest disappointment up to here so far was, it says ramen, was that most of these buildings are just empty on the inside. I thought it was a lot of wasted space, but then I realized this is a large area. If you filled up every building with moving space, it'd be awesome, but you'd have a lot of places to go to. I would probably take up a lot of memory, but I would like it. I understand why they didn't do it, I guess. Even in Neo City, most of the buildings were unfilled. We have this dragon thing. It spits fire every loop. Digital fire every loop. It seems to have speakers or lights on it or some kind. Probably helps with its roar. People thought this thing might come to life. It's just a statue, as far as I can tell. It usually blows you around if you get too close to it because they don't want you on it for some reason. Probably because people can figure out how to break it or something. We have a racetrack over here, technically in the Japanese area, but it's very remnant. The old island's probably made by the islanders recently. Bum 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 bum. We have the springs and the volcanic-looking spring people thought was going to become a volcano this season. Um, if you didn't know, hot springs or sulfur springs are usually above volcanic activity. The ones in Colorado are above a giant, massive volcano. That if that massive volcano ever went off, it would like completely annihilate several states and probably destroy the world, or at least a good chunk of it, with just how much ash it puts there. Not to mention chunks of land that fly off and crush other chunks of states. We do have another first island thing here from chapter 3. Chapter 3, I think. This is the IO's drill. So, yeah, IO started on chapter 2's island, and when the island flipped, they dug through an attempt to get to the Seven and Us and start the war. This was the beginning of the war, was the drill. And the little mini drills as well that came over first, the probe drills. We have the Slappy factory. This might be the remnants of Slurpy Swamp, because we do have some Slurpy tech in here, but the Slurpy tech looks to be abandoned. It has been replaced by the Slap Juice. Now, it may be the same corporation. We are unsure. There's not much to go on here. These are just pictures. Aww. What is that a picture of? It looks like the islands, the old islands. Chapter 2's, maybe? Huh. Desert. That might be Sweaty Palms. That might be chapter 1's version. I can't tell. Like the Easter eggs like that. There's not much here, honestly, to tell us who or what. Obviously, Slap works similar to Slurp, only gives you a little less shield. And hey, you're so. Oh, I was damaged. 100, so 96, 6, so about 10 shield. And it gives you cocaine effects. Basically liquid cocaine. It's in your drink, obviously. This is their vats. I just want to go in it just to see if there was anything. They have a multi-story office building which is fully detailed. As detailed as they wanted to make it, I guess. Little offices everywhere. Nothing on computer screens, and nothing too important in the books. Nothing even on the coffee mugs. We don't know anything about the people who run this place. We don't even have a mascot. These giant things are fun to land on if no one notices you. You can break them down. If we head north from here, we end up in the snow area. Honestly, that's pretty much all that's important. We have a big old... This is our biggest neighborhood probably on the map right now. This area. Big old neighborhood. Oh, there was one more I forgot. The most important of them all. Where's the forests? There's what I'm aiming for right now. So unfortunately, we lost someone in this season. Remember, we had a giant gas station through a lot of the seasons, ever since Cars came out in Chapter 2. And in the tornado seasons, we caught it being destroyed by a tornado. It was freaking cool. Well, it's there. Can I go through the ground? Is any of it below it? No. It's there. This is what's left of it. It got collapsed by the collapse and sunk into the mud. There's the slurp truck that used to be always by it. There's its roofs. Its gas pumps are gone. Its light's still active, so it's still got power somehow. There's its vending machine, a payphone just stuck in the mud. I don't remember if that was always there, but there's a there was a explodey thing here. Or explode one day, I guess. Took out whatever that was next to it. It's garbage can. Can we go in the garbage can, actually? Oh, you can hide in the garbage can. That's funny. I think that would do some kind of weird flipping thing. The only thing standing is his garage. His garage is still here. But obviously it's a pointless garage because if you drive out here, you did. They also introduced this season. I believe these might be pulled around by the explorers, and that was put here because there used to be a gas station here. They're the Spill X, which is the oil company, mobile things, and they do act like the pumps, though technically that pump is still on there as I got the pump. And yes, they do this. Excuse me? That's weird. I wonder just because I'm in creative and in creative mode. Slap Juice has a little facility here ever since it started out. And that's really about it. That's really all I have left. We've been through everything else. I love this map. This is probably my favorite map of all of them. I hope they don't ever get any worse than that. This map. This map's just so pretty. It's the new lighting that we were introduced to. It was very pretty. You can see the sun through some of the fall trees over there. You can see some remnants of the old map without too much of it. It's just a brand new map. I'll be interested to see if we get a map restructuring, where it's just this island but it's been restructured. If we get to create the second island, if, like what Sloan wants to do, we escape this island to a new island, which would make no sense, but whatever. Or if we get to save this island and stay on something similar. I'll be very interested to see what they do. They may keep the map for the next chapter, but very unlikely. For that, we want to, we want to start game, actually. See if I can get into this thing. We're going to start the game, which will launch us down here with a bunch of bots. We're going to land in the safest spot and see if I can access my collections. I turned off the bots, but that doesn't mean the bots are off. Actually, I don't see anything. No one's popping out. Did it work? Did it just kick me out? Goodness, why you on a Skyray? Did I not put you on something? I swear I put you on something, but I don't. There's no bots. It actually works. Hallelujah. I had the worst trouble getting these bots not to load in. That's why I was doing it in regular mode. So, you can't see your collections from outside in the battle lobby. That's dumb. I'm hoping I can see it here. Even though I'm in creative. Okay, so we have augments. They're not that important. Augments are created by Amy originally. They augment reality and or your weapons and or you to do things. You got light fingers where your fingers become faster and you can reload light ammo better. Likely that like just augments the gun to release and load the clip faster. Exotic grab bag, which just rifts you in some exotic weapons. Steady hands, which augments you to be steadier when you're aiming through a scope. Sort of like that one pill off. I don't know. There was a game where you did that. You take a pill and it would steady your aim. That wasn't. It's Fortnite, right? It's not like Fortnite would do drugs. Maybe. First assault, which augments your gun to have a powerful first shot, like it's been built up by pressure. Shotgun Striker, which gives you a anomalous siphon when you use a shotgun. Swift Shotgun Reload, which again has to do with just augmenting your gun to be able to reload and unreload faster. Same with Reckless Rifle Reload. And an SMG Extended Mag, which is not anomalous at all, it just makes the mag bigger. Heavy Headshots, which increases bullet damage with the augmented bullets or augmented gun, and increases bullet damage if you have heavy weapons against headshots. That is amazing with like sniper rifles, but there's only like one sniper rifle in this season, and it's a rare. It's the fire one. You have to get it with the fire thing, which I don't even see up there. Where's the fire thing? It's not listed up here. Fire armory is. Oh no, it'll be in the next area. Desperate Reload. Same thing, Pistol Recycle, which anomalously allows you to fire a bullet without firing a bullet. Scope Salvo, which deals increased damage with any scoped weapon but have a decreased fire rate. We have Mythic Munition, which gives you some mythics. I think it's a tactical pistol. A Rarity Check, which means if you have common or uncommon weapons, you can gain Siphon, but only with those lower base weapons. So the trade-off is you can gain health, but you have to do so using cheaper, crappier weapons. Mud Warrior, where if you're caked in mud, you can regain health. Shrub Mud, which if you go in any shrub, you get mud, so these two are really good for healing. Thermal Mud, where if you're caked in mud, you get thermal vision, so mud in your eye is a good thing this time. And Fire Armory, here you go. Receive the Dragon Breath Shotgun and Dragon Breath Sniper. I'm not too big on the Dragon Breath Shotgun, but if you do the Dragon Breath Sniper plus the Sniper damage upgrade, it's pretty OP. Not to mention it sets things on fire. Well, I didn't do that. Bloodhound is a basic one we've had for a while. Allows you to see things you've hit with like scopes. Traversal Warrior is somewhat new. If you go on grind rails, vines, or zip lines, you get health and like half shields. Up to half shields. Aquatic Warrior is you move faster as you swim. It augments your body. Soaring Sprint allows you to jump like a superhero. Well, I guess it augments your body to have less gravity resistance, or less, whatever, more resistance to gravity as you sprint. Sprint lines means if you hit like vines, rails, or zip lines, you'll get just like if you get splashed by a slap. Icy Slide means every time you slide you get ice effect, and only while you're sliding. It goes off pretty much right after. Roman Redeploy means if you hit the vines or anything that gives you immunity when you fall, like the zip lines, you can also redeploy your glider. Keymaster is pretty self-explanatory. Medium ammo, self-explanatory. These are all self-explanatory, honestly. So we have almost all the characters. We're missing 22 and 24. We could go in and find them real quick. We have Phoenix, never outfox, the brooding commander of the Fur Force, which is another, group of people I didn't know existed. Phoenix has no patience for nonsense, tricks, or schemes. Especially where his reckless brother Volpez is concerned. There's his brother Volpez, the sly, wild leader of the Winter Tricksters, which is maybe part of the Fur Force, or maybe his own group of people. Technically, he is someone we're waiting on as battle team, whatever people, but he's also his own character, and he's just a reskin of him, honestly. He's cool looking, they're cool looking. The leader of the rebellious Winter Tricksters, Volpez is all about using mischief and mayhem to outwit his enemies of the island, and his stick-in-the-mud brother Phoenix, too. He does not like his brother. Innovator Sloan, a resilient genius, ready for reinvention. After surviving a crushing conflict, Sloan found herself in a long-abandoned jungle, where she is recovering ever since. She has a plan, but can she be trusted? No, she cannot. I don't trust her one bit. She's probably still looking out for herself. Aura. So this one's interesting. This one's from Chapter 1, I believe, and she's a treasure hunter. She may have come in the same time we had the treasure hunts of season... Was that 9? 9 or 8? She says 8. You may be right. Aura, get the goods in style. Aura is using her expert treasure hunting skills to track down the Chalice of Catastrophe, a gilded goblet whose dark energy threatens to destroy the rainforest. But who put it there and why? So yeah, we went on a mission for Aura. She hired us, and for her we went down into the forest and found a Chalice of Catastrophe. When we touched the Chalice, we turned into a godlike character, the golden skeleton lady, and I don't remember her name, but she is a character who shows up in the store once in a while, and then turned back into ourselves once we gave out the catastrophe. Now she says she's working for a mysterious, unnamed individual in collection. That's all we know. Where are these people, by the way? Finnick is all the way over here in the medieval area. He's, of course, in the Arctic place. Sloane's, of course, down there. She's not too far away from Sloane. I think she's in her campground. Yeah, she's in her campground. But yeah, the fact that it's called the Catastrophe gives us an idea that somehow it's related to the last reality. We have Nia, the self-taught expert in stealth and style, who is over here. She's in the Japanese area. Hired to investigate the explorers of the jungle, so she's investigating the explorers of the jungle. She was hired. So the expert Nia isn't afraid to challenge, but who hired her? Someone is investigating the explorers. But without knowing the identity of her client, she's not quite sure what she's looking for. Oh, she's hired by the mysterious guy. These two might be working for the same people. Guardian Amara, which I guess I've run into sometime, is up in Brutal Bastion. Temple Guardian Amara has reluctantly agreed to work alongside the explorers to study the mysterious jungle. What secrets does she seek amongst the ancient ruins? So she's part of the explorer group. Not entirely sure why the Temple Guardian is up in Brutal Bastion. I don't know if she's a guardian of these areas or if she's guardians of these temples. Don't know. If she's discovering the temples, it's very unlikely she knows much about them. Here's our luminary. Now, luminaries are creatures, humanoids, that have something to do with glowy pieces, illumination. Luminary Herald, who was part of the last reality now, and may still be around, was a flowery person. This one has less augmented to him. You see a glowy pouch on him and glowy fingers, but he's not flower. This guy is also part of the explorers now, and he's the guy hanging around the device. Psionic Nomad Trace has been countless places, but made a home in Mega City. What is the Luminary Mind hoping to discover alongside this explorer? So it sounds like he was at home in Mega City. It's not entirely clear if he came in with Mega City, and maybe he was there until it drifted in, or if he had made a home there after it came in last season. Remember, between seasons, there's likely years happening. Peely, who is, Peely. Oh, that's right. Peely, what is this? What is that? There. Is this showing us where ones we don't know are? That's amazing. So we have to go find him. I don't know if we can find him outside the area, outside in this area. Peely, go bananas. Peely's bravely traversed the wilds to find the storied statue of Potassius Pills. Why not buy one of the Peely's bananas to enjoy a long shadow of history's most beloved mana generals? So for some reason, Potassius' statue is here. Potassius was from a Grecian era of some reality, it was likely the island's reality, where Peely species, one of Peely's species, named as Potassius, was a ruler of the Grecian area. We believe Peely is a native to the island, and his people are a native to the island. Peely is also one of the most abused characters here. Paradise Meowskulls. Now, to say Meowskull's history, he's come from Chapter 2. He originally was part of the Shadow Ghost organization working underneath Midas. He even had a golden skin. He had both a Shadow version where he was dark bird and with red eyes, and a Ghost version where he is white bird. Then we just have the normal version where he's this kind of calico-looking thing. He is also the ex-boyfriend of Lynx from Chapter 1, and the father of Kit, both of whom we haven't seen much of lately, other than the Mudlocker series. This is just him chilling for the summer, and it appears to indicate he can grow hair, as he has a nice multicolored mane growing up the top of his head. What does it say, by the way? Paradise Meowskulls, Paradise, is feeling fun. The island's latest catastrophe is basically ancient history, and the swole cat is happy to spend some time catnapping, peach potting, plain old kidding around. So it sounds like he doesn't work for Midas anymore. We don't even know what Midas is or what Midas is doing. Sounds like he's just chilling, like a villain. We do know that a Meowskulls or a Meowskulls copy was infected by whatever the tune thing is and became a tune. That's one of the only other things you know of Meowskulls lately. And that was in Chapter 3? 2? 3. I want to say Chapter 3. Oh my god, stop having congestion. Miss Remedy is one of the original Chapter 2 members, and she still has her ego/ghost shirt on. She's just a medical specialist, nothing storyline-wise, triage trooper, nothing storyline-wise. Medics down here in Fatal Frenzy Fields. Jonesy's medical copy is Hada and Snuffy Shores is living his life. Kit Bash is made by Kit, Heavy, and one of the hireables, and he is hanging out here in Breakwater Bay for right now. Beast Mode's another specialist, and he's in the racetrack. He's explosive, so he's fun to play with. Insight is one of my two favorites, because they just let you see everything. She's chilling in the Rumble Ruins area, because, camouflage. Whereas Longshot, who has a more fall camouflage, is over here in the fall area. And for the last of the hires, Munitions expert is over here in the Japanese areas. We have Triggerfish, who has a bit of storyline. He helped you get the Coral Buddies back from two other. The Coral Buddies are deceived, and Triggerfish will stop at nothing to find them. The highly trained battle elite combat fish is unflappable, and unstoppable. Coral Buddies are from their hometown, from their sunken Atlantis in chapter 2-ish. This is his princess, a genuine Atlantean princess. And she is hanging out down south now, near the ocean, of course. Princess Brian is the ocean's most beloved ruler, but when her citizens are threatened, Brian is ready to swim into action to save Christians and integrate great small size and scale. This is Turk, who is up here, and this is also Turk. These are Turk Riptide. During the first of Chapter 2, we had something called Alter Ego. We were wondering whether or not they were copies of each other. If they existed, they do. Likely what happened, what most people think happened, is if you remember, 0 Point will take a copy of you, and once you change, that copy will be there, and then your changed copy will be there too. So likely what happened is he started out as Turk in Ghost or Ego, and then became his shadow form, or his alter form, Riptide. Became a little angrier and more Deathstroke-like as he went on. It's been a tough life trawling season for fishermen for hire. The fish just aren't biting like they used to, but Turk has a coral companion-inspired plan to get his books back in the black. So likely, these people have been hired by an unknown entity, possibly the same unknown entity as the other two, to capture and collect the Coral Buddies. After a lifetime of fishing and trawling, Riptide is always ready to cause trouble for residents of the sea. And the second things go sour, he'll laugh and be off like a ship in the night. It sounds like his older version is very nice. This is Stingray. He doesn't usually have a huge story on him. That's my son texting me, by the way. Where is he at? He is up here in above Lonely Labs. Beware this sadness thing to doom. The menace from the deepest depths, the tidal wave that floats your boat, the pernicious puddle that splashes back. Stingray is the nautical nuisance shaped in the net. You should be very afraid. So, not really storyline version, but he's up here for some reason. We have Princess Lexa. No sword nor crown will keep her from her destiny. Which is one of the newer ones, along with her brother. She's likely over here. Yeah, she's over here. Probably her brother's over here, too. Somewhere. Princess Lexa in the Citadel. She's likely the Ageless's daughter, if the Ageless is the leader, or the Ageless works for her. It's not entirely clear. He's not called King Ageless. Sick of waiting for Grand Destiny to find her. Princess Lexa in the Ageless of the Ageless Kingdom. Well, since the Ageless Kingdom is likely his daughter. Has decided to track it down herself, leaving behind a stuffy life of royalty. She's ready for true adventure. And lastly, we have Garrison, which is another hireable, and he is... Oh, yeah, that's right, the one we usually get. He's a Jonesy copy, and he's usually down here. And we have two we don't have. One is right here. Let's see if we can get him in this mode. We have 43 minutes to do so. That way, huh? We have 1,000 things. It'd be nice if I had a vehicle sometime. Of course, there's not a vehicle here. Oh well. We have 40 minutes to get over there. Enjoy the cross-map trek. I feel like we've been here for more than an hour, so we may not just regular stream today. I don't know. We may just keep this to the finale thing for today, and we'll regular stream tomorrow. So what do y'all think? What do y'all think of Season 4? I liked it. It had a little more storyline than I thought it did. It's very interesting. I'm hoping these two things are story related that we find. I'm hoping that finding them in this mode counts, because last time I did, it didn't. I would not balk at finding some kind of vehicle to ride right now, please. Yeah. And he's got freaking high-rise tires for some reason. Turn that off because, you know, copyright people are dumb. I know it's down in the forest, but I'm going to try and stay up here for as long as I can, because even this guy driving through the forest is a pain. We'll go down in the forest at the very last moment, which will be very soon, but let's see if I can go over this hump. Huh. Oh, that's right. There's these little log cabin areas that may have been made after we came in that look a little like our original island log areas. Or maybe some of the snow area is our original island. Well, because his is here too, but his landed. That may indicate that there was some kind of avalanche, because they're all snowed in. Gotta love the bears. Oh, it says because there is some of that. Okay, now we go down. Liz is that little tiny bear dude. So you can have fun with that. So our missing person should be here, but I don't see anybody showing up on the map. So we may be out of luck. We may have to go into regular mode and land here and see if we can find them. Yeah, there's no one here. So yeah, there should have been someone there, and does it show me where the next person is? You see another question mark. I indeed you don't. I don't see a question mark. Oh, there it is. It's all the way to the south. So what we're going to do is we're going to exit the game real quick. Return to the lobby. We're going to drop a few times to see if we cannot find that person and who they are. There's 2 people missing. I do believe we're missing the Prince of the Ageless, like the Ageless the Sun. I do believe we're also missing the shuffle. I do believe we're also missing. I don't know who the other person we're missing is, honestly. Hello? 0 builds. Go in. We are at 2 hours. Jesus, yeah, this is going to be the end game for this. We will look through the characters here in a minute. I didn't realize we had spent 2 hours on this already. That's a nice chunky bit of talking. No wonder my throat feels like shite. Ashtray coffee. Yum. Licking an ashtray. Like licking a wet, cold ashtray. Cheese says it could be worse. There could be no caffeine in there. He's true. He's right. It's completely true. Hello, 0 build. This is regular 0 build. Let me in. Load it full of bots. Tropical Storm Herald threatens Texas. Please threaten us. We need some rain. I don't care what it does. We need rain. I whipped out Nathan Drake for this season because of the Big Explorer and Kimballs, obviously. Indiana Jones is also here, as is Tomb Raider. I think I have sweat. Don't have that either. Okay, guys. We are first going here and seeing if we can't get to that person. Then we'll go to the south one. And we'll keep trying these. We'll try these like 4 times in a row. If they never show up, just go without, I guess. And down. I believe this is a Tomb Raider fall, but it works very well for him. And Indy for that matter. The river. Quite late. Yeah. Yeah, there they are. Right there. This is... Oh, era. This is where era is. I offer getting from every era, past and present. Okay. I'm gonna try and die, but okay. Let me... Oh my god, I killed her. Oh, someone got me with the boomerang. Okay, so we got her, and we'll come in as Goku Black, who is now one of my names. Because, of course. I'm an old DBZ fan, leave me alone. I've been watching it since the 80s. Since my cousin introduced me to Dragon Ball in VHS form. All the kids today, what the hell's a VHS? What is that? We were watching the Cowboy Bebop movie, I believe. Or no, it wasn't the Cowboy Bebop. Was it the Bebop movie? It was one of either later Cowboy Bebop or the Bebop movie. I think it was the Bebop movie. We were watching it. And in the middle of it, they go to... no, it was a show, because they had to find a VHS for a beta tape that belonged to Faye. And they had to go to Old Earth, where the only place VHS stuff exists anymore. They do find an ancient, like, VHS store, where they destroy an entire player and get kicked out. To find out they had the wrong VHS they bought. So they go to Earth to just find a beta. Do y'all see that issue? Or they find, my god, find the next match party. Where they find a beta player in an ancient, like, electronic store. And I realized that today, in 2023, you're only going to find beta players and possibly VHSs in ancient electronic stores. Because they just aren't something that exists anymore. I don't have either of those, my guys. But I'll just sit here and watch. Spider-Man's like, okay, I got a chair too. This guy's like, I'll entertain. This is an oldie. Shoot. Right about here, because Funk's your brother. What is that? Is that Offspring? No. Who does the Funk's Your Brother song? I can't remember. If you're wondering about the fall, I wasn't quite sure what fall to give him. He does have Goku's stick, though, on his back, because it's Goku. Why wouldn't he have access to Goku's stick? he has the same spaceship because obviously Black could not ride on them this. Ah, I need my character. Oh, it's Bushwhack. Sorry, I had to. Accidentally bought two. Waste. Go ahead and XP that up. And let's go find something. I won't off myself until he stops watching, because I don't want Angry Boy to be even angrier at me. But as soon as he stops watching, we'll do the deed. Did I like leave weapons behind like a Dewey? Am I a Dewey? Am I Dewey? Oh good. He left. Now we can find a way to do. Nope. This. Well, that didn't hurt as much as I hope it would. Maybe that one will hurt more. Ah, yes. Castaway Jonesy's Island. But honestly, look how pretty this map is. The thick foliage, thick grasses, the lighting. The prettiest map we've ever had. And the rolling's very natural. It's got a very natural looking map if you don't count all the anomalous stuff having to hit. Okay, this is fairly high. If there's land below us, we can do it, but honestly, I think this might just be cliffs to the water. I don't know if this is going to work. Some XP going. Yes. Dun, 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 dun. Oh gosh darn it, it wasn't far enough. Okay, let's get in a fight and see what happens. Where are you? A bunch of bots. Come on guys, I'm not healing. I've been in a place full of bots. Let me give you Wolf Boy. Have you? What's that? Oh. XP. Think of one way to do this. Oh my glob. Someone please be good enough to take me out. I'm honestly not trying. No heal. No healy boys. No healy boys. My hair is pink. I'm very obvious. I've got no healy boys. Let's see how long we go without healing. Apparently we're still doing missions. I was kind of hoping to bounce in there and take him out. Wait, this might be able to take us. Ooh, yes. Oh, frick. I broke my kneecaps, but I'm still walking. Oop. Oh, of course. I've never had so much trouble doing that. Apparently the other day, I gotta be careful, because apparently the other day, Flamingo, the infamous YouTuber for Roblox, did something where in-game he, like, died or something, and they demonetized it because they thought it promoted suicide. But guys, it's a video game. He wasn't even trying to promote that. He was just trying to get his character to reset like I am. You guys are way too sensitive. Ollie, Oxenfree. Hello, people. Is this the one I launched? That didn't work as well as I thought it would, but that worked fine. Oh, it got launched again by the explosion. Okay, so we got those two done. The last thing to do is pretty much look over what we gained this season as far as characters. And there need to be characters to the last thing. It's like the Locker series, which is for this season. It's a preview of what Locker series will be like for the next few times, where we just go over like a season of the Locker at the end of this season's. Or at the end of chapters, whatever we do is the shorter Locker series. Once we're done with this finale of Locker series. So, oh, we didn't see it or collected. Shoot. Oh, well, I'm sure they weren't too important. Anyway, in our collections, in our actual lockers for this season. Okay, so some of them are, of course, not important. Some of them are. We don't have a very large list here. This may not be the largest season we have. Opal, as far as we know, it just says, catch the vibe and join the fray. She's another really cute thick skin, honestly. Biggest booty, but she's a cute thick skin. She's got sort of like a pastel color on her. I don't know what that's supposed to be on her head. Smiley face, earbuds, who knows? She's got a little cute blush with like blue specks on it. It's a very cute skin, honestly. Really is. We have Chaos Explorer. He does have some background. If you don't know, Chaos Agent showed up in Chapter 2. He is part of Midas's team, part of the Shadow versus Ghost stuff, and we have a picture of him watching the island from a hidden bunker we never really got. We thought it might be the middle hidden bunker, but it wasn't. We don't know if he's watching in guide of Midas or if he has his own agenda. Albeit his symbol, which is not on any of this wetsuit of his, is the chaos and shadow symbol. It's his face. Look at his face. Also, if he takes off his face, which he can't in this mode, you see that he is an amorphous oil blob underneath. Chemical Five Tails was not from this season, but she was from last season. She is apparently a deity of the Fox Clan and may be where they get the rift power from. Possibly gifted to Drift when he went through the rift from our world. This guy is from Jujutsu Kaisen. I honestly know 0% of the anime. I don't know anything. I like how Postbox Pat said the other day, where he was like, I'm sure this is important to somebody, but I don't know this, or something like that. I'm just like, yeah, that's how I feel. I want to watch it, but I think the only way I'm going to watch it is Crunchyroll, and I'm broke and I don't have Crunchyroll, so I'll just sit here and stick my fingers together like a weeb and be like, Ubu, can you get me Jujutsu Kaisen? Now, everybody that knows me is logged out of YouTube. Hi, Michael. We have this lady, Vic- Vicora, bound by Shadow, of the Shadow Locker. She doesn't have an in-game story much we know. She is bound by Shadow and Shadow Walker. The Shadow power is similar to the power of the Storm, as far as we're aware. We don't know if it is related to darkness slash kinetic energy. It might be. It looks very similar. We do have some other Shadow people. There's that Midas Storm suit, which is powered by Shadow. We have Ghost Midas or Shadow Midas, which is powered by Shadow, which you think is the same person who was in the Storm suit. And we don't know what's really going on with Shadow. Is it infection? Is it a copy? Is it a power? Don't know. Turonga Lila was just an add-on where they, I guess, rifted in their ship and crashed into the island. Um, she's part of a Planet Express crew on her futuristic version of Earth. They get into a lot of shenanigans. They just had a new season come out. Here is Trace. He's the Luminary. Um, Wonder no more. Oh, thank you. That helps me a lot. Trace is a Luminary. He's apparently, well, he's from wherever Luminaries are from. We don't know. Apparently, he made a home in Mega City. We are unclear whether or not this was prior to or after Mega coming onto the island. He has also been spending time in the forest and maybe the person who rescued and helped uh, uh, Sloan and nursed her to health. This is the Terminator. We've already had T-800s on the islands, but the T-800s on the islands most likely are just assembly line T-800s, and not all of them are good. We actually see them fighting as an assembly in one of the trailers for Chapter 2. Um, so yeah, this is the Arnold Schwarzenegger one. All the T-800s were skinned like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but a lot of the Arnold ones. So Arnold in Part 1, that T-800 was a bad guy, but the Arnold skinned one in Part 2, 3, and most of the new movies were semi-good. The latest movie, the T-800 that is there, was from the past. He successfully killed Connor in that timeline, John Connor, and then became a good guy as he aged and became more sentient as he lived, as sentient as he could be. Says he wasn't sentient, but I don't buy it. More Jujutsu Kaisen thing, and again, it's a fillery, whoever that is. You know, you can educate me on that, YouTubers. This is Ryan, or Ryan. I don't know how you pronounce that name. Let the beat run wild. She's a rocker. She's got jackets she can wear. She's got different outfits she can wear. This one has like a tape on it. I like that. She got like a jacket she can put on. If you put this, it's the jean jacket, which is really cool. This is probably my favorite outfit of hers, honestly. She also changes hair color with each style. It looks like from fiery red tipped blonde, bleach blonde, to ginger, to auburn, to back to fiery red, fiery blonde tipped red, and blonde tipped in blue. So yeah, she's a rocker, and she seems to be a part of the explorers and hanging out in the jungle. That's all we really know about her. We don't have much of a background of her. One of the screens just show her sitting down, I think, on the tank or somewhere, like playing her guitar. This is Relic. As far as I can tell, he is not a explorer, but he is a hunter seeking the island's secrets. He seems to be a master of some of the ancient tech down here. His armor appears to be made mostly of the ancient tech. He glows like a luminary, but we aren't savvy to him being a luminary. We don't know much about him, honestly. He may have been one of the people that Sloan was in contact with, and he may have been one of the ones that helped Sloan recover. We don't know exactly who it was. My God, he has quite the bulge. I know it's armor, but look at that thing stick out. Does Fortnite know it did that? Of course, we have Paradise Meowscles. We already talked about him. From the catwalk to the boardwalk, it's just Meowscles with hair and uh, Tiger King costume. He has different types of Hawaiian shirts. He came down here to party. This is Princess Lexa. No sword or crown will keep her from her destiny. She's apparently out trying to seek her destiny as the island's been combined. She might be the Ageless, aka Gino's daughter. We're unsure. We know that Gino had two other children, and they were part of the Seven. And one of them died with him. This is Orin. He is the prince of the Ageless. So he may be, again, a son of the Ageless. We don't know if that makes them related to the two Seven ladies that were Gino's children. We don't know if Gino had like four children through time and space, and these guys were just pulled out of time and space. Don't know if that would affect Gino. Philip J. Fry, he is from Futurama, of course. He's got a very Bart Simpson looking head, and is the most inhuman looking human character we have in here, probably. Yep, look at him nod. He's from modern era, 90s, 2000s, and was frozen into the far future. This is Optimus Primal. So, backstory, they've changed this a lot in the movie from what I heard. Originally, he is Optimus Prime. He's the same person. He is... This is from Beast Wars originally, where they take forms of animals instead of human machines. That might be because it's prehistoric. I don't remember why exactly. But in the current movie, I do believe Optimus Primal and Optimus Prime are two different people. Mariposa, originally a buyable skin, it was a skin this season. She is a Mexican wrestler. Can I not say wrestler? AKA luchador. There's that name. She has non-masked and masked version. She has different colors. She's actually really cute in this form. I like this one the best. It's super cute in these colors and stuff like that. The pants are shiny. Pants are very shiny for some reason. Some shiny ass shorts. We have Lorenzo. He's super cute looking. As far as the skin, he might be the cutest skin in our battle pass. He's an explorer. I believe he is with the explorers. Influential explorer, roguish, and racketeer. He's also outside the explorers. He looks like a treasure hunter, a tomb robber, an Indiana Jones type character. His involvement inspired me to put Drake and Indy in it, as well as Laura, because they're all the same type of explorer. Some like Indy are like more openly professional tomb robbers and will sell it to museums. Some like Drake and Laura, I think, work for private investors. Oh my god, I throat is all cringy. We have Court Queen Arisa. I forgot she was from this season. Holy cow. So Arisa originally is from Chapter 3. She was an IO member that put on 7 light gear so she could join the 7 fan club and army and spy on them. She seems to currently be taken up in tennis. She seems to be a tennis star. Um, Awfully cute skin, honestly. It's got that weird top, but the top is cute. And it's just a cute anime skin. Nothing wrong with it. She does have different things, like she can put on a hat. I don't like the hat, honestly. It makes her everything just look weird. I think it shows too much eyes. Honestly, the longer hanging here looks cute, and I like the cat ears. Then we get cell shaded outline gradient, just regular gradient. I like the outline gradient. It looks cooler. It reminds me of actual video game anime. We have Briezabel, who I believe is another free skin character. This is a summer one. Voted most relaxed on the excuse you, I was reading that. Voted most relaxed on the beach in a very competitive season. She's a summery skin. I don't remember exactly where Jezebel or whatever her original name was. Again, another cute one, really cute looking face, and I like the outfit styles. The weird lattice looking lace is a little weird, but it's not bad. It looks actually pretty stylish. And she's got her bubble wands. If you don't know who Bender is, you haven't been alive for the past decade or so. Oh my god, hit anything. But Bender is also for Planet Express. Kind of a jerk, but good friend to Fry. Optimus Prime, of course, Autobot leader. Leader of what's left of the Autobots in most cases. This is his damaged form we're running with right now on this. Pretty cool guy. Usually very moral, very encompassing, cares for the humans, that kind of thing. He's on Earth as a refugee most of the time, but he is always there to protect the humans when shit goes down. In some forms in the future, there aren't much humans left because likely the Autobot Decepticon war is now involved with humans, and it is kind of a post-apocalyptic place. So, good job, Optimus. This is Era. She was one of the first skins this season. She has the ability to change in and out of her different eras of like her ancestors or her future self. She's able to change into and out of them. We're not entirely sure how that works. Possibly she's a reborn version of herself, sort of like Link is and Zelda is, and she can just traverse using time technology or time's magic between those versions of herself. We don't know if that means the current era is always in charge of the mind or if she just pulls in her ancestors to take over. And lastly, this is Ciri, the one Witcher person I bought. So this is Ciri from The Witcher. She's from a world of magic and monsters, and that's all I really got to say about that. She's a Witcher trained, and I believe Witcher chemicaled, Witcher trained by Geralt, but I don't know if she's officially a Witcher. Does it say? Does it say? Trained as a Witcher and bound by destiny with her adopted father Geralt. Nope, it doesn't say. I don't know if she ever actually becomes a Witcher. She just have a awfully cute face though. And that's it for this season as far as collections go, honestly. With that, we'll go through one more thing before we head out. And that is... Why is Christmas playing? These screens. So first we have our Luminary. He is in the forest checking it out as an explorer. He's all glowy. Obviously, he's been to make a city, not here, so he came in here to explore. He's like waist deep in mud. Holy cow. Timeless Era, though, this says, open up your mind and listen. Okay. Like every era before me, I never walk alone. So apparently, this is like a gained ability to change through the eras of her people and to be one of them in the same, pull them through. I don't know how that affects them in the past and the future unless you just pull them from out of the afterlife. Of course, if you're pulling someone from the future, it's not the afterlife. I don't know how that works. Maybe they exist out of space and time when they're not on Earth. This is Sloan, wondering about the device. It says, Sloan's reinvention. The secrets of the apparatus could change everything. We have Rockslide Rian. Here she is. She is playing on the tank. This island. What? This island is amazing. It always matches my tempo. Okay, she's an artist. No, there's another Rian. Reach the summit, you'll discover your truest self. Okay. She's obviously exploring the secrets. Here's Relic. I am unmatched among you, in battle or otherwise. Which is Relic sliding around his little forest. We have Trace again, our little luminary. He is riding his sky surfer thing. Wander long enough and you'll never be lost. Paradise Meowscles. Let the hunt begin. Meowscles looks very angry right there. And he seems to be in the middle of fighting. Optimus Prime. Protect others, no matter the cost. Yeah, that is pretty much how Optimus Prime works. Very selfless. Midnight Mariposa. There's no better rush than an audience cheering my name. She's the wrestler in the room. Mariposa, along with the other one that goes out in the store with her original skin. I've never felt more at home than when I'm in the ring. Lorenzo the Dashing, our cutie on a bike. Adventure is a perilous pursuit. That's why I love it. We have Lorenzo again. He appears to be in a temple, one of the temples in here. Let's see if there's anything showing in here. Not really. There is a weird statue we don't see in-game over on the left. It's weird. It's got the hole like the guy has in the mask. It's gonna be a statue of the mask, I guess, but it looks different. It's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots for eyes. Maybe you stick something in the slots. Just don't stick your penis in it or anything. It'll be fine. They say I'll find danger in these old ruins. Sounds fun. Lagoon Escape. This is a summer one. Dive in Summer. It has the 3 summer ones, I guess. Our little lady less chunky, unless there's another version of that skin. We have the Chaos Agent just having fun, I guess. We have an old Summer skin down there below. We actually have her. Two other skins down there. We have all those skins. We don't have the American version lady, whoever that is. And they're just jumping off a water. If this is the place for Meow School setup, it looks like it's incomplete at this point. Because there's a lot of buildings missing. Because maybe they helped him build it. Jujutsu Sorcerers, the wielders of cursed techniques. I honestly want to see the anime. It looks cool. And it looks like they're down in Naughty Net's area, maybe. Or another place like it. Iconic era. My ancestors beckoned me towards my destiny. Now, it says that, and then it shows these guys. So, is she related to the ancient people who used to live here? I don't know. Maybe. There's a lot of people we have that are, like, still mysteries. A lot of storyline that's never been complete, never finished up. We keep getting mystery after mystery, but never any answers. Era again, she seems to be sitting on some kind of weird... Oh, well, she could be on the 0 point, but it doesn't look right. She's on some kind of weird rock. There's claws, like claw-like things coming out from it. She's way above. This is a 0 point. This isn't where it originally is. But if it's just a rock, I don't recognize this rock anywhere. I don't know anywhere that has like claw-like points coming out of it. One thing is this on the map. Learn from the past to protect my future. Deepwalker Relic. This is an interesting one because it shows Relic looking at like holograms and data, possibly from the. You can see he's in a ruin, and you can see it shows 3 planetoids. Planetoid on the left has something angular on it. It could just be readings, and he's holding it. Has rings around it. But again, that could just be something like a device, part of the device. But another planetoid that is just hanging in the moon above the island, it looks like, or above some kind of landmass. Yeah, it's the island, because that looks like that's Tilted's Tower over there. That could just be, again, that could just be readings. But the new planetoid there is right above it, and then we have what at the top looks to be a planetoid orbiting another planetoid. So don't know what this all means, honestly. It could be very clue-ish, and I just don't know it. It says, no secret will elude me, no enemy will outwit me. Looks very determined. I don't know if he's part of the Explorers. I had the feeling he wasn't. They call me the wildest cat in paradise. Cat mouse fools. Riding a raptor is very Steven Universe cartoonish looking. I like it. Oh, we have Peely's statue back. I didn't even notice that before. Potassius. This is called the Wilds in the World Beckons. This is just the actual screen for this season with our 4 of our skins on it. And lastly, we have Royal Destiny. Darkness draws near, but is it friend or foe? So we have the prince and princess. They look ready to fight, and she looks freaking scared for it. She's a freaking psychopath, isn't she? Can turn out to be as crazy as her dad turns into. Then we have something down here, and I honestly thought I recognized the weapons on it, but I can't find it anywhere. And I don't know if it's a new skin, an old skin, a remake of a skin. Who knows what this is? This could be Gino coming back for all I know in armor. Be like, hey, I'm your dad, but I'm older. I don't know. And that's it for this season. We don't know what the season ahead holds for us, honestly. At all. There's something coming. It has something to do with an eclipse. If I go to the X and I go to the Fortnite and I follow the Fortnite, because I forgot to reuse that on this. They have released a few things. Oh, they released 2 previews. There's a few things. Okay, hold on. Let me get to the first thing they showed a while back. Okay, was it the first? Okay. So... Construct a full cosmetic set with Volpez and an Trickster Legacy set. And an exclusive reward for Fruit Night subscribers available now. I don't think we have his complete set. Excuse you? Did we get Winter Fox? No, we don't have him. Yeah, 3 of 5 stages completed. We're on stage 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, we get the backpacking, and then 5 we get Volpez. I don't know what the heck they were talking about, honestly. Oh, let's turn this into no music. Because I don't want them silencing while I'm talking. That's not music. Excuse you? Okay. I need to find silence music somewhere. There we go, Rip and Dare. Let's see what they show here. Blah 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 blah. So cameras, guards, vaults, and the best team in the business. Are you in? I don't know what that shows. That looks like. Okay, so this shows an area. It looks like a bank, I guess. But there is a crescent moon above it, so is there going to be a bank next season, maybe? I don't know. I mean, the thieves are going to come back and play a bigger role in it, maybe? Who knows? Light-fingered, or perhaps a more elegant weapon. First thought, are you in? Oh, so is the next season going to be about theft? This guy's been collecting shit. An unknown person has been collecting stuff. And we're going to be. Our next season is going to be based not just around the eclipse, but around thievery. That's what these lasers are for. These lasers are like Mission Impossible lasers, where they're like detections. And it looks like a lot of our skins are going to be like thieves. This skin, can't see too much of. Kind of regular looking from what I can see here. Honestly, can't see too much of it. I like her hair. Blah blah blah. No, those just Bichiotti emote. I don't know what the freak that is. Big dream, muscle in. Big catch. Are you in? We have a thick boy. Oh my god, what the frick? It is a muscle bound fish sticks. I'm slightly scared. What the hell? This is some kind of fish sticks with really thick muscles. Tank top on. And it's obviously going to just be in my nightmares for the rest of now. That's all they've released so far. I'm gonna go drink until I forget about fish sticks being muscle weird like that. That's all they've shown. That's all we know. There's some kind coming. It has to do with an eclipse. It's round. It's a planetoid. It doesn't look like the cube cradle. If that's what what's his name was holding on to, or like was holding on to the pictures. It could be the cube cradle because we were contacting, or someone was contacting um, the last reality in the last season. It was Triarch Nox. It could be Triarch Aurora coming in, and then we could have war between Aurora and Nox. We could have Eclipse, could be them clashing. Um, it could be Midas. He could be set to return. Who knows? Maybe he's on something, doing something. It could be the Ice Moon because that's round, and it might not be at the island currently. The Ice Moon was the moon around the original island. It was a like SCP area run by the Ice King. They could be coming back to try and he could be trying to put things back together since we'll have a winter season at the start of the next chapter. Honestly, no clue. We haven't been given anything this season that lets us know exactly what's going on. That is going to be the it for today because that was a freaking 2 hour something stream. I did not plan it to be that long. I thought it was going to take like half an hour to talk about what we're going to talk, but it's now been 2 hours and 45 minutes, and my throat is raw. See what I do for the 5 of you that watch me on here and 10 to 30 of you that watch me over YouTube. Friends across the map. What the heck does that do? Meet every character during Chapter 4, Season 3. So that counted. Okay. For our last thing, we're actually going to go right back in for one last drop right before I end. I'm going to go check out the 2 people we gained. Bush Boy and... Oh, the Timeless Lady. We're going to check them out, see what their things say, because era is important. And then I will call it a night. I will see y'all tomorrow, most likely, in the morning for a stream, and the day after that. The day after that. Tomorrow's the 23rd, 24th is after that, and on 25th we will have the premiere. 23rd and 24th will be Locker Series, if I show up and I saw my voice. I will not be streaming if my voice is gone. I want to save it up for the premiere at the very least. Oh, look, I can do it here, actually. Our missing characters. We have Era. The past lives within her. Era, like every era before her, has sworn to protect the island. By studying her ancestors' memories, she hopes to help explorers understand the mystery of the Rumble Ruins. Yes, I was right. Okay, so Era has some connection to the Rumble Ruins. She may be these people that were there before, which means she is somehow related to them, and her ancestor that is ancient history is somehow related to them, and that's all we really know. So by studying her past, we can tell the past of the island, because she has been on the island. She's an island native. Which also proves that humans have been on this island since long before IO came in. Our last one is Bushranger. He's one scrappy little tree in a jungle out there. Oh, it's a jungle out there, but Bushy's bashful. Last time he made a new tree friend, it didn't go so well. Before he talks to new trees in town, he'll need a plan to leaf for them with a good first impression. I don't know what that means. Are they talking about Groot? Are he's friends with Groot? Or are they talking about, freaking the 0 Point tree that died? Was the last bastion of safety before the island exploded and the tree absorbed, the Herald. Or did he become friends with the Herald? Who knows? But that is the end of our finale. So I hope you all enjoyed it. If you all appreciate all the work I did for y'all. 2 hours of stream, by the way. I ask y'all to do 3 things. Join my live thing in Twitch. It's not something I want to, like, really kick off. I don't ever think I'll be as popular as, say, Ninja or something. I just like streaming. I love streaming because if y'all hang out with me, it reminds me of the days of old when we used to be kids and hung out at our friend's house playing video games. So join me there for any live stuff we have. You can join in and we can chat. I know I do some politic talks on here, but not a lot. I prefer to just stick to the video games. I only politically chat on here when y'all don't show up because I have nothing else to chat about sometimes. Or because it really just something inspired me to talk about it, especially if it's queer rights. Where's the moon at? Moon's 2 away, it looks like. Doesn't look like it's changed too much since yesterday. Also, check out my YouTube, SephirothTX. This is where you can find every single video I've ever placed on there, including some videos that predate my streaming era, that were events from Fortnite that I just saved. In fact, I have some events from Fortnite I saved on my son's file, and I can't figure out how to get that off onto YouTube. And then lastly, I'm a writer. My want career, my true passion and my true talent is as an author. I want to be an author. That is what I aspire to be. I don't think I'll ever be as big as Stephen King, my hero, or as big as Dean Koontz, Michael Crichton. All those are my heroes, but I'd love to be as big as them. But I just like to write enough and sell enough to where I could make it my living. Like, if I made enough writing to where I didn't have to ever go back to retail, that would be nice for me. So if you have a chance, and you see this video, go check out Bite of the Moon by Joshua Winters at your local e-store, or buy it in paperback, available at Barnes & Noble's online and Amazon online. Those are 2 places I know is available for paperback. You can check other places and see if they have it available for paperback, I don't know. But if you can, please support my writing. It's the one thing I'd really like to do. If I got paid writing, I could stream more too. Because hell, I'm writing and streaming. I'd have to figure out how to exercise it. Wouldn't be exercise anymore work. So, honestly, I would appreciate it a lot if you read my book and you shared it with your friends. That would be the best thing you can do for me. The book link is available at my Facebook page, Joshua Winters Author. Also, if you go onto the Twitch page here, you will find under Sephiroth_TX for you people on YouTube, you will find a link to it. I don't know if my Sephiroth_TX YouTube one has a link to it right now. It should, but it may not. You'll find a link to my Facebook. Sorry, on Twitch that will show you the different places you can buy it. It's $4. It's less than almost anything else on ebook. But don't just buy it. Buy it and read it, and then tell me what you think. Tell me here. Tell me in YouTube. Tell me in a review over on Amazon. Give me your views. I was told the other day that I'm not going to be able to get book 2 out for sale under a publisher or writing agent because I published my first book. Despite having over 100 readers, they don't want to touch it unless it becomes huge. So I'm going to have to self-publish my second book, so it will be coming out after April. Around April, when I get my money back from tax returns, I will spend it on a editor and finding a cover art, whether it be a cover artist that is willing or pre-made cover art, which most likely be the second. Let me get some XP here for a minute. Yay, XP. But honestly, that won't happen until post-April. I wanted to get it out in October because the book takes place around October. I wanted it to be like a theme. I know my last one came out in October, but this one actually takes place in October, so I'd like to get it out in October, but I can't. My next book takes place in November. I would have liked to get that out around November, but unless they become huge, that's not going to happen. Of course, the fourth book will have a December-ish, Christmassy feel to it, where the temperatures get cold and our wolf boy is a lot happier with the cold temperatures. But honestly, the more people I get reading it, the more money I make, and the more popular I get, the more likely I am to get picked up by somebody who's like, oh look, that werewolf series has a following. I thought 100 people was with 100 people with almost no ability to advertise was a good number, but apparently not enough. Again, like I said, I have no ability to advertise, so my advertising comes from word of mouth. It's you people. You right now watching this. You people who watch this all the way to the end. It will be up to you. And what the hell? I've gotten the glider. Well, okay then. There's the glider. I have it. Thank you for watching me. If you watched all the way to the end, hello. I appreciate the heck out of that, because my throat is now blood. I'm gonna go work on finding jobs that pay and writing, and also I'm gonna find me something to eat because I'm fucking hungry. I hope to see y'all the next time I stream, which will likely to be tomorrow if my voice is back. If not, I will definitely be here on the 25th for the season premiere of season 4. I hope to see you next time I come in. I definitely will attempt to post when I stream on Facebook. I always forget to, but I'll try to remember to. If you can't show up for streams, a reminder that Twitch has seriously lowered non-popular people's ability to keep their VODs online. They will only last for like 7-8 days maybe now. You'll see a bunch of, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it where a bunch of my stuff says expiring in 6 days, 5 days, 3 days, 2 days. But I always try to get my stuff, well, I will always have to get my stuff posted on YouTube now, like right after I finish them here. They'll be on YouTube forever as long as YouTube exists, or until YouTube decides to start removing videos for less popular people to save money. But they'll be on YouTube for as long as they can be. There are playlists on YouTube. My Locker series has a playlist on YouTube. There are tons of videos from Elder Scrolls and Outlast. Currently playing the Medium when I have a chance in the evening. Lots and lots and lots of Fortnite, including some of the past events. What the hell was that? Y'all heard that, right? What the hell was that? But I like storylines. I like talking about storylines. I like talking about other video games. If you're a weeb and a gamer like me, hello. Why is it just sitting here? Or if you enjoy Fortnite or whatever, join me. And again, if you have a chance, if you're a reader, if you like werewolves, check out my. Peace and out. Guys, what did I explode? If I can hit the right button, that'd be nice.